action as it unfolds here on talkSPORT. Go on a run of wins and save your job. That's what talkSPORT understands Julian Lopetegui's facing. Victory over Wolves last night certainly helps. That means it's bad news for Gary O'Neill, who we understand is still expected to be in the dugout for the Ipswich game this weekend. Former ref Mark Halsey has rubbished claims of corruption in English refereeing. It follows the sacking of David Coote yesterday, but Halsey admits that does raise questions over integrity. Who gets the nod tonight, Alisson or Kelleher? The Brazilians back available for Liverpool, who go to Girona at 5:45. That's a game live over on talkSPORT 2. talkSPORT also has commentary of Villa's game in Leipzig. That's from 8. And Greyhound racing is to be banned in New Zealand from 2026. The government there says it's been an unacceptably high level of dogs dying or being injured. The country's one of 5 worldwide to allow the sport to take place, including the UK. Stay with us here on talkSPORT or the talkSPORT YouTube channel for the talkSPORT World Darts Championship next.
talkSPORT News.
I was going to have a couple of quid on the 111 at Auckland.
Yes.
The government says there's been an unacceptably high level of dogs dying or being injured. The country's one of 5 worldwide to allow this sport to take place, including the UK. And Thames Water blaming wet weather over the spring and summer for a rise in sewage leaks. Will has more at past.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. With over 600 centres across the UK, most of which open 7 days a week, we're always there when you need us. QuickFit. Drive away happy every time.
Cloudy in England and Wales with showers possible in the far southeast. Dry with sunny spells for Northern Ireland and Scotland.
On 1089 and 1053. On talkSPORT.
This is Paul Hawksby and Andy Jacobs. We're with you through until 4 here on talkSPORT as always. And this afternoon we're coming to you live from the second talkSPORT darts tournament. It was a triumph last year. So what is coming up, Andy? Darts, I imagine.
Yes, plenty of darts coming up over the next 3 hours. Your favourite talkSPORT presenters go toe-to-toe at the Ocky in the hope of claiming the crown from the reigning champion, Dean the Storyteller Saunders.
Ian Danter will bring you commentary. We've got the official PDC scorer, Kirk Bevins. He'll call the shots. Ollie Klink is your MC. And you can watch it all unfold live in glorious Technicolor on the talkSPORT YouTube channel.
And we'll also... I don't know what to say.
Why did you say it like that?
I don't know.
Oh, very strange. Is it Pirate Week or something? That's very odd.
It was very odd.
And we'll also...
It was the Archers. We'll also squeeze in plenty of football chat around the darts.
Yeah.
And we'll hear from both the victors, not the vicars, and the vanquished as they step away from the dartboard.
Yeah, straight after the games, we'll bring them over here for a bit of a debrief. But, blimey, what's the time? It is 5 minutes past 1. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Andy.
Good afternoon, Paul. I've got an exclusive, actually. It's something I taped this morning. It's a call from Howard Webb. Hello, Gary. Howard Webb here. Oh, you're at home.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, on behalf of Michael Owen and I, can I say I'm really, really sorry you didn't get 2 pens. It's fantastic, wasn't it? Really?
It was a shocker, wasn't it?
Honestly, he must be so sick of it, Gary O'Neill. They just get the thin end of the wedge the whole time.
Yeah.
I mean, you could even argue Bowen's goal, you know, there was a foul in the build-up to that by Maverick.
Yeah. I thought we're going to have a chat. Jamie O'Hara played for Wolves, of course. We'll have a chat with Jamie and many of our football guests. Plenty of football chat this afternoon. But I just thought, if he was my manager, if I was a Wolves fan, the Wolves fans may feel differently. They'll see other things. To hear him last night put the context on what's gone on,
yeah,
I'd be thinking, yeah, on that basis, I think he's doing a pretty good job.
Absolutely. I mean,
you consider the players they've had to sell, and the fact that he did come in on 39 points. Again, like Wolves fans are probably shouting at the radio, but I thought he spoke brilliantly last night, and he probably deserves more time.
It's difficult, you know. I mean, they probably were worth a draw in that game last night, but just didn't get it, and they don't get the breaks, so that doesn't help at all. And look, we've seen Romero criticise Daniel Levy. There's a reason why good managers can't get a result out of a team. It's not always the fact they're not a good manager.
No.
They haven't got the resources that other clubs have got. It's hard.
Yeah. It's a lot more nuance than what's going on in the dressing room. I absolutely agree. So we're going to have plenty of football chat. We got the first game this afternoon is going to be between Jason One Ball Cundy and Dean the Storyteller Saunders. We had a chat with Jason. He's not played a lot of darts since last year.
Well, it's really noticeable. Some players have got their own darts, which is a bit worrying.
Well, the worrying thing is Dean Saunders has got his own dart.
He's only got one dart.
He seems to have turned up with one dart, and I think he's going to have to keep going back to the board and picking it up.
That's ridiculous. It's going to take hours.
Yeah.
And we've got all around the place. So if you're looking on YouTube, you'll see how good it looks.
Yeah.
There's 180 signs all over the place.
Yeah.
There's no need for those.
No, I said that. Kirk Bevins is just joining us now. Kirk is an official PDC scorer.
How many 180s do you think we're going to get?
Wow. I mean, none.
None.
Ian Dante, your commentator, and Kirk Bevins, our official scorer, joins us now. Good afternoon, guys. Lovely to see you.
Yeah, afternoon.
Hello. Your trademark 180.
Yes.
Can you give it to us cold now so people...
Well, we won't be hearing it during the play, so you might as well say it now.
It's the only time you're going to get to do it today.
Sat down, all right. 180.
Yes, of course.
It's lovely.
You go, of course. Yes. I've heard that a million times in
brilliant.
Valley and around the country.
Well done.
The standard you're used to will not be met here today, I'm afraid.
Yeah, so I hear.
No, it's going to be a bit of fun.
Yeah.
And Dance, you're here, of course, commentating, and you've been one of the main people behind darts on talkSPORT. You've really pushed it, you've really loved it, and it's very successful.
I remember getting the call from dear old Mike Boville.
Yeah.
Goal at the Emirates.
Yeah.
He
He's not.
Don't do that. It's triggering.
He's not dead, by the way. Made it sound like he's in memoriam. He's still very much with us,
Mike, if you're listening, we love you.
Yeah.
He rang me in late 2017 and said, we've got the rights to the World Championship at Ali Pali.
Yeah.
And we want you to be, commentating on it. And I know that talkSPORT way back had a go at darts.
Yes.
Dear old Nigel Pearson. And I think
was it Beaky?
Beaky might have done a bit. I might have been Tony
Beaky did poker on the radio, which I've got to be honest was less successful.
So he's turned over the river. It's an ace.
It was a bit like that. Yeah.
No question about it.
Yeah.
So we went to Ali Pali, and that was the year that Rob Cross won and he'd had that incredible debut year with a tour card. And it was kind of the perfect way to get our darts coverage going because, as Kirk will know, Phil Taylor had such a stranglehold over world darts.
Yeah.
He was winding down and people were jostling for position. Was it going to be Van Gerwen? Was it going to be Gary Anderson? Was it going to be Peter Wright? Suddenly Rob Cross comes out of nowhere, doesn't he? And it was perfect for our coverage, to give us that real kickstart. Right, here's a new generation of darts starting now, and we're at the epicenter.
And we're in the Littler era now, of course.
We are.
You guys must get excited on the tour when a kind of kid comes along like that and just sort of, sets the world.
And also a rivalry between the two Lukes.
Oh, yeah.
It's great, isn't it?
I think they're the two favourites, aren't they, for the World Championships coming up.
But they're in the same half of the draw.
They are.
Yeah.
In the semis, couldn't they?
Yeah.
But it's set play, isn't it? It's so difficult to kind of do well in set play.
Yeah.
It could be 2 all in legs. You lose that next leg, you're 1-0 down in sets. You've got to win another 3 legs just to kind of draw level.
Knowing a bit about your CV, I know your route into becoming an official PDC scorer, but it's not necessarily the orthodox one. So for the listeners, how do you get the gig that you've got?
Well, I shouldn't really tell you my secret, should I? I don't want to lose my job.
But you were a countdown champion. That was all in your past as well.
Yeah, I was, which helps.
Yeah,
of course.
Won 14 times on Countdown.
Wow.
All right, stop boasting. I'm teasing you. Go on, that's brilliant.
So that does help. But I volunteer marked on what we call the Pro Tour, so the weekend tournaments in Barnsley, Wigan, that sort of thing. And I was one of the first to do that 13, 14 years ago.
Right.
And it's just word of mouth. Players, including Phil Taylor, said to me, you're really good, you need to be on the television.
That's great.
They're the sort of people...
Were you a darts fan as a kid?
Yeah.
Okay, you were always into it. And you play a bit?
Yeah, I used to play loads when I went to university. I joined the darts team there and played darts. And I got quite good. I played Super League up in Yorkshire, and now I'm not that good.
I presume you don't smoke. You don't sound like a smoker.
No, I don't.
No, you want to take it.
Unlike Russ, who started, was he 8 or 10? Russ said he was when he started. Seriously.
Well, he gargles on glass as well. Doesn't he, Russ? It's like Noddy Holder.
I love that voice, though. It's great.
Well,
but it's great though. You've got that trademark 180. We heard it there, and as soon as people hear that, they go, "Oh yeah, I know the guy." You know, so you need something like that, don't you?
Yeah, as a budding ref, if you kind of get the gig, not only have you got to be good at arithmetic, you've got to also have obviously stage presence, being able to control the stage, and also a good voice. And that's so difficult. You know, you can obviously practice that over time, and you've got to have your unique 180 calls. I have some other little bits and bobs, 134s, 177s. I kind of make them my own. So
you must love the atmosphere, the Ali Pali atmosphere.
I'm really good.
Sensational, is it live when you're there?
It's great. Like they're all dressed as like Banana Man and teapots and stuff. It's like, all right.
And I suppose you get recognised. You're on TV as much as a lot of the players. So when you're out and about around the world on the tour, you must get recognised a lot.
Occasionally.
Okay.
Yeah, it's quite. So like I was sat in an airport lounge in Manchester Airport, and I'm sat there for an hour and a half doing minding my own business, you know, and then my flight gets called over, and I kind of pack my bag and walk into the gate, and a lady comes up to me and says, "Excuse me, my 2 sons are afraid to ask you for a photo. Can I have a photo with you?" I was like, "Oh, no problem." And I'm thinking, how long have they been looking at me, sat here? What have I done for the last hour and a half? I hope I haven't done anything I shouldn't be doing.
Picking your nose or anything.
Exactly.
Now, last year, Dance, you had Neil Razor-Ruddock. Actually, he was doing Kirk's gig after a fashion. What he was basically doing, Rays, was shouting darts a lot, wasn't he?
It's like, you know that thing where Captain Hook in Peter Pan is the ticking of the crocodile? The ticking of the crocodile. That's me and Neil Ruddock. Yeah, thank you.
What we've done, we've got him on a hotkey.
I can't hear it. Let's hear it.
He's not here in person. He's here in spirit. Here he is. That's it. That's what he repeatedly
If I hear that one more time, I'm coming back to the 17th floor of the news building, and I am wrenching that. Stop it! I don't want to hear anymore. Honestly, that absolutely crucified me last year. But yes, a lot of fun last year.
We were at the draw a couple of weeks ago, and we interviewed all the players. And last year we'd interviewed Michael van Gerwen, and he was a bit tricky and not in a great mood. And this year he was so funny and so up for it, so good. I said to Paul, I'm having a bet on him for the Champions.
He seemed really
he's in such
relaxed.
a good frame of mind. So, of course, he's not the favourite, but he's going to be there or thereabouts, I think.
Yeah, they're all dangerous. You know, you talk about the 2 Lukes, but we mentioned Gary Anderson and Michael van Gerwen. But it's not just those. Chris Dobie's playing so well. It's just whether they can do the right shots at the right time.
Yeah.
And the confidence, you know.
We've had a lot of really interesting winners on the PDC Tour. Mike De Decker winning recently for a major. You know, people have come out of left field and won major tournaments. Luke Littler has obviously won in every month. He's won a ranking title in every month, apart from 2, I think, July and September, where he's only lean months. Otherwise, he was winning tournaments. So he's kept his consistency up. But you've got somebody like Gary Anderson, who's sort of pretended like he's not really interested in darts anymore, but then, you know, he gets the eye of the tiger again. And somebody could come out of absolute left field and surprise us all, like Luke Littler. Maybe someone like Jan van Veen. I don't know. Could be that sort of player.
He's the junior champion, isn't he?
Yeah.
So he was where Luke...
And we're getting. And, of course, you know, Jan didn't make the progress that Luke did, but he was on a lot of people's radars then, and he's had another good, solid year. And I wouldn't be surprised if he goes deep.
Okay.
He's brilliant, Luke Littler, though. I mean, I was really impressed when I interviewed him.
Well, Dance, we're going to be catching up with you throughout the afternoon. Kirk, enjoy. As I said, you won't be troubled that much. It should be, the maths should be very easy. You won't need to have a 14-time countdown champion to do it, I don't think.
He's going to have to get inventive over a 26 call, isn't he?
It is you're going to be doing a lot of those quiet ones. 15. It's going to be a lot of those.
Oh, don't worry, if they're hitting a 3, I'm giving it large.
Nice one. It's an honour to have you. Thank you very much, Kurt.
You're welcome.
Dance, we'll catch up with you later. So, it's all on the YouTube channel if you want to watch it all unfold. And it's a multi-camera extravaganza. It's a beautiful thing. They've done a great job. So if you want to watch it, go to our YouTube, talkSPORT YouTube channel. If not, you listen to us throughout the afternoon. We're chatting to all the players. We've got our first game coming up very shortly. We're here as always with our good friends at Tool Station, the Tool Station Club, the brand new loyalty program that gets you 5% off every order. 18 plus. T's and C's apply.
talkSPORT traffic.
Staffordshire, the M6 southbound is partly blocked for emergency repairs between junction 13 at Stafford South and junction 12 for the A5 at Gailey. In Hertfordshire, delays on the M25 clockwise in the roadworks between junction 22 at St Albans and 23 for the A1M. In Surrey, minor delays on the M3 as you head through the roadworks between junction 2 for the M25 and junction 4A at Farnborough. I'm Adam Moore.
Tuesday night, 24 karat goals.
He's gone straight in! Live Championship football
on talkSPORT 2.
And it's an absolute cracker.
Leeds versus Middlesbrough.
Coverage from 7, kick-off 8 p.m.
They've got a goal!
Tuesday night on talkSPORT 2.
The talkSPORT Darts Trophy with QuickFit. Drive away happy every time.
Good afternoon. We're on the cusp of the talkSPORT World Darts Championship, and the reigning champion has joined us. So instead, yes, thanks to our very good friends at QuickFit. He's quick-fitted up this afternoon, looking fantastic in that darts top. It is Dean, the storyteller, Saunders. Dean, good to see you.
Afternoon. Nice to be here. Do you know, as I walked in, you know when you, like Steve Davis, when everybody used to scowl at him because he was winning? I felt people like, you know, after my scalp.
There was a bit of tension around you when you came in. Now, you are a marked man, Dino, definitely.
Yeah, and the odds are a bit short, 4 to 5.
Yeah.
If I was going to have a bet, I'd have a bet on Jamie O'Hara.
Really?
Yeah. He's got the right action.
Okay.
Not prepared to put the effort in, like he did at Wolves when he played for me. But the talent's there.
Yeah, that's right. I think Andy Goldstein is, I think he's 11 to 1, they've been saying. But, I mean, I think that's big odds. He's, from the studio, myself and Andy can see him and Darren Bent before the show. And all we can see in that with the room, they're supposed to be having a meeting about the show. We can just see one of them walking back and doing that. And then, so they've been getting a lot of practice in.
I think when you're young, you have spells, don't you, where you go down the snooker hall. Yeah. Then, like I did anyway, and I was playing squash.
I don't think Andy did.
Squash for a bit, darts for a bit.
Yeah.
So you get a bit of everything, don't you? Cricket for a bit.
Yeah.
I did play darts for a few years.
Right.
But snooker's my game, really.
Okay.
Those aren't your darts, are they?
Then I've left my darts in the house. I've got I'm sponsored now. Since I won last year, lots of things have happened to me in 12 months.
Really?
Yeah. I got invited on I'm a Celebrity.
Yeah.
Get me out of here, but they couldn't get my visa through in 6 weeks. I got invited on The Voice.
Nice.
They thought I was Welsh and I could sing.
But they were
went for the audition. Cancelled me. So lots of things have happened.
What's your dancing like? If they're listening now, Strictly, what's your dancing like?
Well, this is true. Yeah. I did go for the audition for Dancing on Ice.
Wow.
Oh, really?
Right? And it did prove in the end to be the lowest point in my career, maybe life. I went skating round the ring with a professional.
Yeah.
Couldn't stand up. But they give the job to Gemma Collins instead of me. That's got to be a low point.
Next cab off the rank, Gemma Collins.
But she did skate straight into the crowd for entertainment value. So
they could have had the real DS. That's unbelievable.
Now, now you're an experienced manager, and one of the things, an occupational hazard of being a football manager is getting the sack. And every football manager has been there. It's a rites of passage. And we had El Sacico last night. Gary O'Neill came out on the wrong end of it. I mean, what is that like when you're going into every game and you've got that pressure of the sack?
Well, I got sacked twice. I've managed 5 teams. I think I got sacked at Wolves. I was there 3.5 months, I think.
Did you know it was coming? Could you feel it coming?
Sort of, yeah. When they don't let you spend any money, it normally happens. When you keep asking for, can I have this, can I have that, and they go no. And that's the early signs. And then... And at Chesterfield, we were doing okay. I lost 3 games in a week. Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, which can happen. Yeah. You can win 3 in a week or lose 3 in a week. And the chairman called me and I went, please don't do what I think you're going to do. But he did. So
wow. A week's a long time in football.
Yeah, and it's a strange feeling the next day because you're wrapped up in everything from tactics to agents to signing players. You know, you've got one eye on the short-term results, one eye on the long-term future of the club.
Yeah.
And you're wrapped up in all that, and the next day, it's all over. Somebody else's problem. And you think, what shall I do today? You do feel a bit empty.
I think
gutted.
Unless the players had it with the manager and they're not playing for him and all that, often it is like Gary O'Neill said, like Postecoglou probably thinks, it's not the manager's fault. It's if they're not getting the backing of the club.
I don't think they would abdicate all responsibility, but it's a bigger picture sometimes than just the 11 players or the squad and the manager. It is recruitment, it is selling players. It's a lot of things that feed into it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go as far as this. If I got interviewed tomorrow and I sat in front of the chairman, I'd ask him 3 questions. Number 1, what's the playing budget? If he says 10th, say he says 10th, I'll say, what do you expect for that budget then? If he says win the league, that job has got the sack written all over it.
Sure.
Yeah, of course.
If he says just keep us up, then it's a decent job. Because if he says I want you to win the league, if you lose 2 games, 3 games, you know what's coming.
How often is the chairman that, transparent? How often will they give you a straight answer like that?
I've had some good chairmen, and I've had some ones who just lie to your face.
Right.
They've got ulterior motives, maybe selling the club but can't tell you.
Yeah.
Trying to get rid of the club, so they don't want to give contracts out. They don't want to spend any more money. They're trying to save money to sell the club, and then you've got good chairmen. My John Ryan at Doncaster, if we won, he'd come in and bring me a bottle of champagne after the game. And if we lost, he'd bring me in 2 bottles of champagne and say, don't worry about it.
Right.
And I'd give him the chance to pick the team because he wants to get it off his chest. So I'd say, give me your team today, John. And he'd name his team. He said, it won't be the same as yours, Dean, but I'll give you my team. And he'd never come in afterwards and say, if we lost, and say, I told you.
Right.
Never say that to me. And then he'd go, what do you need to get better? That's what you want from your owner, to come in after you've lost and say, what do you need? How can I help you?
Yeah.
Obviously, they've got a budget to work to and they can't give you everything they want, but it's a tough job.
Yeah.
And you know what's coming.
Just want to ask you about Liverpool tonight. I mean, one man who's not under pressure is Arne Slot. And they've been great in Europe as well as in the Premier League. They're a great watch, aren't they?
Yeah, and you look at, I heard the word attitude, the attitude of the players that have been left for him. And I think that's true. When you look at the work ethic from the front, which is Nunez, Diaz, Salah, then Harvey Elliott comes on, then Gapco, who I thought wasn't going to get up to speed.
Yeah.
He didn't really enjoy pressing. He's been dragged along into the press. And the midfield players are all workers. And they're all, they look like a team of athletes. He's not changed much. And they look like they're going really well.
Yeah. I didn't realise till today that Pep's younger brother is the president of Girona.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
I didn't know that either.
No,
Thank you very much for that interesting
fact. He was
interesting.
They look alike. They're both got the baldness gene.
Yeah.
Has he
got a lot of scratches on his face?
No, he hasn't. No,
okay.
I think he seems
it's nice
quite,
to see.
Seems quite chilled.
In a little bit of pain because we're normal managers are in it every day. I was manager of Wrexham, right? Imagine this. Friday morning, 10:25. We're training in 5 minutes. One of the players walked in with a fresh cream cake in his mouth. That's what makes you scratch your head.
Oh, dear.
You pull your hair out.
We're going to let you
just see that happen in the Premier League.
Do some deep breathing. Focus, Dino, because you're about to take on Jason One Ball Cundy. You've seen him on the practice tape. What do you think?
No, I think it's better. What are you calling him, One Ball Cundy?
Well,
it's a bit near the knuckle.
B-U-double-L.
Bull.
I'm just reading it.
I thought he meant one ball.
No.
No. Well, I'll try and beat him now, but I think the danger man there's 2. Goldstein and O'Hara.
Okay, we'll watch out for them.
My odds are too short. Lack of preparation, just coming back from injury. I'm not right, 100% right.
We wish you well, Dino. Good luck in defending your tournament. All the
best. Go and have a cream cake on the way.
There we are.
Cheers.
Dean Saunders.
That's an amazing story.
You're reigning champion until about 4:30 this afternoon. Who knows? He might do it again. So we're here with our very good friends at QuickFit. It's the talkSPORT Darts Championship. Game 1 is almost upon us. Jason One Ball Cundy, Dean the storyteller, Saunders coming up straight after the news headlines.
the talkSPORT Darts Trophy with QuickFit. Drive away happy every time.
On 1089 and 1053 medium wave. On your mobile and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.
talkSPORT News.
Yes, game one of the talkSPORT Darts Championship. Jason Cundy taking on Dean Saunders just moments away after Will Hobbs with the news headlines.
Paul, thank you very much. Good afternoon. The cost of an average Christmas dinner has shot up by 6.5% this year. Experts say the price of veg, turkey and cranberry sauce have all risen by more than inflation, but good news for sparkling wine fans, that's remained stable. Flights at Edinburgh Airport could be affected over Christmas as North Air workers are striking in a row over pay. Tanker drivers are walking out for 19 days from December the 18th until January the 6th. Thames Water is blaming this summer's wet weather for a 40% rise in sewage spills. And Gavin and Stacey star Rob Brydon has remained tight-lipped when asked about rumours of a Tom Jones appearance in the final Gavin and Stacey episode.
I can neither confirm nor... I don't know. Well, obviously I would know, wouldn't I? No, you're not gonna get me to fall into a trap. You know, whether I'm in it or not.
It airs on Christmas Day. Matthew Horn, who plays Gavin, has called it a masterpiece that made him laugh and cry.
Talk Sport with Bostik. If you're looking for a professional grade sealant that offers technologically advanced performance, choose Bostik Pro Sealants.
Gary O'Neill remains at Wolves until at least the weekend, but beyond that, who knows? And Neil Harris sensationally quits Millwall. Ben has more at 2.
talkSPORT Drive.
This afternoon from 4 on talkSPORT.
With me, Darren Bent, and Andy Goldstein.
Unrivaled, opinionated comment from the biggest names in sport.
Insane acceleration, outstanding pace, next generation slipstream sport.
High performance afternoon radio with more goal talk to the gallon. Belt up and listen.
talkSPORT Drive with Andy Goldstein and Darren Bent.
This afternoon from 4 on talkSPORT.
The fastest football on the way home.
Here we go then. Let the games begin. The first match of the talkSPORT Darts Championship this year with our good friends at QuickFit is moments away. Let's cross into your MC for the afternoon, Ollie Klink.
Ladies and to the talkSPORT World Darts Championship. Are you ready to see talkSPORT's biggest stars and Jamie O'Hara battle it out on the hockey? Then let's get down to business. First up, has anyone seen our first player? Can you hear me, Jason? Can you hear me, Jason? Let's hope tonight he doesn't take one hell of a beating. It's Mr. Sports Bar himself, Jason One Bull Cundy! And next up, from Benfica to Bradford, our next player has a football career that has stretched 4 decades and across 4 countries. Let's hope his darts are quicker than some of his anecdotes. It's the defending champion, the Welsh Dragon himself, Dean, the Storyteller Saunders!
Well, a very good afternoon to you, wherever and however you're listening to or watching talkSPORT on our YouTube channel, or whether you're listening on DAB. Ian Danter here, along with H&J, about to bring you commentary on our first quarter-final in the second talkSPORT World Darts Championship, and the reigning champion from last year. Can't believe it's a year since we were here at the Moortown Bell in central London when it was Dean Saunders who triumphed over Darren Bent in the final. Just watching these practice throws of our 2 players, Jason Cundy, very, very quick action. Dean Saunders a bit more methodical. Let me remind you of the rules and regs for this talkSPORT Darts competition. In the quarterfinals, both players will start from 301, and they don't have to finish on a double in these quarterfinals. They just have to finish on the correct score. A single number, a double will be great, but a single number will equally be fine. So that in match 2. Match 3, Darren the Truth Bent, last year's beaten finalist, against Natalie the Destroyer Sawyer, and finally Jermaine the Truth Pennant, or the Saint Pennant, sorry, excuse me, will take on Andy Gale Force Goldstein. But Cundy is up first, heading for the centre of the board, and he's hit a bullseye with 1 dart, so a score of 63, I think that was, for his first visit. Saunders just leaning to the right a little bit. He's not using his own darts. He forgot to bring his own darts. Cundy down on 238. Saunders, another bullseye for Cundy with his second visit. He is deliberately aiming for the centre of the board, trying to find that red bit in the centre, and he's done so twice in his first 2 visits. Treble 12 from Saunders on that second visit.
And Cundy trying to get down to a single digit from 3:01. You don't need to finish on a double in these opening legs. Saunders, who was here early practicing in his sports jacket and grey flannels, not interested in wearing the talkSPORT darts smock that was eventually thrust upon him. Cundy still looking for the bullseye, but nowhere near as accurate. And the score has disappeared off my screen, so at this point, I'm not quite aware what the players are on as they're coming down from 3:01. We have a bit of a technical gremlin in the works here at the Moortown Bell. But Cundy looking for the bullseye regularly. 38 scored. You can hear Kirk Bevins vaguely there in the distance giving out the score, but I don't know what these players are on. They're throwing too quickly for me. Paul and Andy don't know either. They're across from me. They haven't got a clue either what's going on. 72, I think, for Jason required. Hits her an 18. Okay, so 54 left. Could go 14 tops if he's feeling very confident. He's out the board looking for 18. It's a single one. 19 scored. 67 for Dean Saunders to take the leg. He's hit the 60. So he only needs a 7. And he's just hit double 16. He's busted the score. He hit right next door to single 7 in double 16. No, Jason. No score. 67 again for Dean Saunders. 66 left with a single 1 hit. 46 left. Where's he going to go? Is he going to set up for a double? 46 left. 45 left with 22 scored. So he wants. No, he wanted 4. He wanted double 2. Wanted 2, but he's hit 17. Cundy. So once again, Saunders is back in. Quiet inside the Moortown Bell. Treble 5 hit. 30 left. So he could go double 15 if he's feeling confident. He's gone 20 for 10. 10 for the leg. And he's just bust the score. 3 required for Jason Cundy. Right at the bottom of the board. And it's treble 17 next door. 45 now for Dean Saunders. Where's he going to go? Is he going to aim for a double? He's hit 20, so 25 left. Could go for the outer ring of the bull. He's got 20 left. Another 20, and he's taken the leg. And he's got it! Dean Saunders, the reigning champion, takes out 45 with 2 20s and a 5, and 1 bull. Cundy is seen off. Has anyone seen Jason? He's making his way to the exit because he's out, and the storyteller is through to the semi-finals, boys.
Thank you, Dance.
Yeah, well done,
I thought we were going to be in for the long haul then. That was one game that was going to last till 4 o'clock.
Fantastic. Commentating when the score went.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah. We'll just guess. Honestly,
that was a bit of a graphics nightmare. But anyway, we got there in the end.
Jason blew that. He had 3 opportunities to get 3.
He's a very aggressive thrower of a dart, isn't he?
It's worth
Here they come now. Yeah.
Oh, well played, boys.
Jason Cundy.
Jason, 3 opportunities.
Yeah.
I just didn't know where they were.
Has anyone seen?
I know.
Gun,
it's
mate.
come back to haunt me. It's come back to haunt me.
Oh, wow.
I just couldn't find the 3. I had about 9 darts at 3.
Oh, no, that's right.
I know, but Dino showed his class again.
He just. I tell you what was very impressive. They had the bullseye.
He was aiming for the ball.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
work.
I just thought.
Were you a bit worried at that point, Dino, when he was hitting those bullseyes?
Well, when it's 3:01, we never toss to see who went first.
Okay.
That makes a difference.
I was called out first, Dino. I think that's how it
was.
worked.
Was that what it was?
Yeah.
And you had a good start, your first 3 throws, like I was in trouble. And you just missed, you kept missing double 3. Not double 3, 3.
Couldn't find
He was like a shark circling you, Jay. He was just waiting for you to slip up.
Do you know exactly the same last year?
Yeah.
I had about 3 or 4 darts that I could have finished him off as well, but that's when the pressure tells, right?
Yeah.
It's all well and good me aiming for the ball and finding.
Do you know, as they say, Paul, you can find loads of players at the back, loads of players in the middle of the pitch.
Yeah.
The ones that produce in the 6-yard box.
That's it.
You can't find them anywhere.
No, that's it. That's it.
He crumbled, didn't he?
So couldn't find the 3.
You're seeming quietly confident after that first win.
Oh, he was terrible, by the way.
Yeah.
He was terrible.
Yeah.
I mean,
a better player. It's a little bit like, when a team wins, a better team wins, but they should have got beat You're lucky, by the way.
He's got I just found a way out to win.
No. You're lucky. He ain't winning it this year.
It's a sign of a good team, Jace.
No, he's got no chance.
It is a sign of a good team when you play bad and win.
Yeah, it is. I know, but I've got to say, right, you were terrible today, mate.
I just found a way of winning.
Dino, you
I know I had to grind it out.
Yeah. Trash talk when you've lost. Great, isn't it? Now, I would say, Jay.
I know, I've got to do that.
You can spend the rest of the afternoon getting on it, but you can't because you're on air tonight, aren't you? Yeah.
Well, I'm not on for another. What time?
Okay.
I've got another 8 hours.
Could be a lively sports bar.
It will.
Are you going to be supporting your mate Jamie O'Hara?
No chance.
You want him out?
Want him out. Want him and Goldstein out. Anyone but Goldstein. Anyone but Chunk. That's the way I'm looking at it.
Yeah, we should say we've so enjoyed your Has Anyone Seen?
Yeah.
Last night.
Funny. It's on the talkSPORT website. Even I enjoyed it, and I'm in it.
You did. I think. Would you be disappointed if you weren't in it?
I just got to that stage.
It's that stage now where people want.
I want to be in it. If Spurs going to get beaten, it sort of cushions the blow.
Matt Lucas, when we done Arsenal, when they got beat. Matt Lucas was like pleased he was in it.
Yeah.
I think I've made
I was pleased as Chick King. There have been so many mentions on national radio. This is a fried chicken shop opposite the Spurs stadium. And it's an institution. And he got about 10 mentions.
He did last night.
Do you know when you're on about managers pulling their hair out?
Yeah.
I mean, the 2 penalties that Spurs give away, as a manager, honestly, you go in after the game and you look them in the eye and go, what is going through your head?
I know.
If the under
18's done it, complaining, obviously.
It's true.
But
it's unbelievable.
No, it's nuts. It was idiotic. Yeah. Well, congratulations.
Thanks very much.
Commiserations, Jay. I think we'll catch up for a bit of a football chat later on.
No problem. I'm here.
I'm
here all afternoon.
Unlucky, I'm sure you will be. And back at 10 o'clock with Jamie for the sports. After all, the Champions League football.
Indeed, can't wait for that.
You'll be watching with a hand over one eye by the sound of it.
No, I'll be fine. Paul, I'm professional. You know that.
Of course you are. We know you're professional.
Dean, good luck in the next round.
Thanks very much.
We'll see you later, boys. Well done. So Dean Saunders is the winner, the storyteller. The reigning champion goes on to round 2. Jason One Ball Cundy is out of the talkSPORT World Darts Championship. It's all on the YouTube channel. If you want to watch this, we're trying to describe it as much as we can. Dance and the boys doing a brilliant job. But if you want to watch it all unfold, it's on the talkSPORT YouTube channel. So lots more to come. We're here, of course, as always, with the Toolstation Club, the brand new loyalty program that gets you 5% of every order. 18 plus, T's and C's apply.
talkSPORT traffic.
Staffordshire, the M6 southbound is partly blocked for emergency repairs between junction 13 at Stafford South and junction 12 for the A5. In Cheshire, the M56 westbound is partly blocked by a broken down lorry between Bowden junction 7 and junction 9 for the M6. And in Hertfordshire, the M25 is queuing clockwise in the roadworks between St Albans at junction 22 and junction 23 for the A1M. I'm Adam Moore.
Wednesday night,
the Champions League live on talkSPORT 2.
He's gone straight in!
Juventus versus Manchester City.
outstanding straight coverage from 7, kick-off 8 p.m.
What an effort!
Tuesday night
On Live Football Dynamo, talkSPORT 2.
Now, talkSPORT can get you into the hottest gig in town, plus an epic cash prize just in time for Christmas. We got a pair of tickets to Oasis Manchester gig and a whopping 10 grand to give away. And we want to get you involved, Andy.
You may not know this, but you can win this incredible prize by texting the word cash to 83338 and you're in the draw. Once again, to win these tickets and the 10 grand prize, text the word cash to 83338.
Yes.
Plus your standard network charges. Free entry available by post. Send your name, email address and contact details including telephone number to Oasis Competition, PO Box 3190, Colchester CO2 HEP. Enter by 11 p.m. December the 16th. You must have bill payer's permission. This is a news broadcasting network competition. Full terms at talksport.com.
Yes, it's Paul Hawksby, Andy Jacobs here on talkSPORT. It's the talkSPORT World Darts Championship. The second year we've done this. Our good friends at QuickFit with us this year. And we've just seen Jason Cundy crash out at the first time of asking.
Karma, eh, Jamie?
Yes.
Standard procedure.
He had it coming. I've got to be honest, I was slightly punching the air after that, as anyone seen last night. Yeah, Jamie O'Hara has joined us. He was sitting opposite Jason when he absolutely went two-footed into Spurs last night. Despite the fact there had been a game last night, he waited an extra 20-odd hours, 24-plus hours to have a go at you, didn't he?
Yeah, the game was irrelevant, really, last night. It was all about Jason just slaughtering me for a half hour of the show. You know, I'm meant to be the presenter, and I didn't get a word in for about 25 minutes. It was ridiculous. So I had to just take that one on the chin. Tottenham, Chelsea. It was a bad day at the office for us. But you know what? Karma's come back and bited him. You know, he flopped out already. Sums him up. He was a bad player, and he's a bad darts player. So
he's been saying to us, anyone but O'Hara, anyone but Goldstein. He doesn't want you to win it.
No, it sums him up, doesn't it? It sums him up. He never wants any one of his friends to do well. But look, he's gone out. Happy days. We'll move on. I'm up next. And I'm looking forward to it. I've got to play Shaban. If I go out to Shaban, I think there's going to be another Has Anyone Seen coming my way tonight.
That's very true. Shaban has got publicans in her blood. So, like, over the years, she probably would have... Before school, she might have had a half hour on the dartboard.
Yeah, I've seen... yeah, it's unlikely, let's be honest. I've seen her play. She's terrible.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so I've noticed her and Natalie are on the old Prosecco already.
Yeah, well, that's what I've been trying to do.
Yeah, they're getting stuck in.
I've been nice to Shaban. I've been, getting her loads of Prosecco before she goes up there. So hopefully she can't see the dartboard.
We should have a chat about Spurs because I saw a lot of I was looking at your tweets as the game was unfolding. You were going as mad as we all were. But I don't know. I've taken a bit of a deep breath because there was a lot of talk yesterday about whether the manager should go. Personally, I don't think he should because I think there's a lot more to what's going on at Tottenham than just the players and the manager.
Yeah.
And I'm not altogether sure we would benefit from that at the moment. Jamie, how are you reading it?
Yeah, I kind of tend to agree with you. I'm not happy, obviously, with Ange. I think he's very stubborn with the way he wants to play. But I look at it and go, if you sack him, who's out there to come in and make a difference? I don't know if there's one available straight away. So then
not without paying a lot of money.
Yeah, obviously if you're going to pay a lot of money, but we've got Daniel Levy as the owner, so the chairman, so I don't think that's going to happen. So I think you stick with it for now, but I genuinely believe that Ange's got to look at himself and say, I have to be adaptable. I can't take my managerial career and how well he's done at other clubs like Celtic, where, they get a little bit arrogant, I think, where you think, I'm winning every week, I'm the best team, we're going to play this way no matter what.
Yeah.
It's all right doing that at Celtic when you're playing St Mirren and Kilmarnock, but when you're Tottenham and you ain't got the best players, you've got some good players, you ain't got the best players, you can play good stuff, but there has to be times where you go, right, we need to change the game, we need to adapt, this is ugly, win ugly, take a draw, or take a hard-fought win, play 5 at the back, and change up. Like the other night against Chelsea,
really and truthfully, the game was open as anything. We go 2-0 up. Probably didn't deserve to be 2-0 up, but we got 2-0 up.
Yeah.
See it out to half time.
Sure.
Go in, 2-0 up, and then you sit down and go, right, boys, second half, we're going to be ugly. We're going to change the way we play. We still want to play nice football when we can, but I tell you what, we ain't getting beat. You know, and the worst case scenario, you walk away with a point. Chelsea are a good team. But the manner that we lost that game in the end, conceding 4 goals, they could have scored 6.
Yeah.
And we just fell apart. We're so open. And in the end, kind of gets a little bit embarrassing because everyone's sitting there saying, oh, but we play nice football. Yeah, but we're getting beat. Keep getting beat every
and
week.
Against Chelsea, low block tends to work, you know. They
I don't think they're ever going to play. I mean, look at City when they beat City. There were periods of that game when they looked to me that they had dropped 10 yards and they were solid and they defended well. Whether that was an instruction or whether the players naturally did that because they were under a bit of pressure. There have been games this year when they've had a good shape when they've been in front.
The biggest example I can give he's moving it, thinking, it's how Tottenham play. 3-1, they're battering them at Old Trafford. All of a sudden, Man United scored. 3-2. What did Nuno do? Instantly changed it. He went, not doing that. 5 at the back, 5-4-1, 15 minutes left. Come and attack us and see if you can get a game's won. We don't need to win the game. The game's won.
Yeah.
And that's the difference between a manager who can change things in the game. The problem with Ange is plan A, and plan A.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen with Slot what a good second-half manager he is.
Yeah.
He does something at half-time to change it, and it tends to work.
So that would sound, Jamie, that you don't ultimately think this is going to work. Whether we change him now, you think ultimately it's not going to work as an experiment.
Well, unless he changes, unless Ange changes his adaptability in games, he will get the sack. And look, as you said, I think there is more going on at Tottenham where, you know,
have you seen the Romero quotes from last night?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Look, it's easy to turn around and who's he blaming? He's basically blaming Daniel Levy, right?
Yeah. He's blaming the hierarchy. He said that if there was better support from upstairs, Tottenham could compete with some of the other clubs he mentioned.
You know, if you look at the 2 benches on Sunday, that says everything, doesn't it, really?
Yeah, but they've spent 11.2 billion.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, Christian Romero ain't playing for Chelsea, he's playing for Tottenham. No, but he knew what he was getting himself into when he signed for us.
No, but this figure gets thrown out a lot. But it's not just about spending, it's net spend. You know, and the net spend isn't anything like that. They've been quite clever what they've done. They've sold a lot of players. They've sold a lot of...
but they had a lot of players to sell.
Yes.
And they had a lot of players that people wanted. So that's the difference. Tottenham ain't. Tottenham ain't got the players that people want. We have to let players go for nothing. Chelsea had a lot of players that people wanted and they would have paid good money for. And then they've been very cute in the transfer window. They signed some good players. I said it at the start of the season.
Yeah.
Signed some good players and got a good squad. Romero, I think, look, he needs to have a look at himself first and foremost. His performances this season have been miles off it.
Yeah, exactly.
And, you know, I can understand he's a World Cup winner and you respect the fact he's a top player. But, listen, of course we all want to spend 80, 90 million pound on a player. Well, it ain't going to happen. You're at Tottenham. You know, it's a different football club. We're not Man United.
Yeah.
We're not Man City. We're not Arsenal. And we're definitely not Chelsea. We are that 5th team. And we have to find a way of being that 5th team with the budget and with the money that you're going to spend to break into the top 4. How you do that, that's what they need to figure out. They've tried it with Ange. And listen, I like the football, but it can't continue. You can't continue to be this open all the time, week in, week out, because the fans now have started to turn.
We'll try and catch up. I wanted to ask you about Wolves, but we've run out of time. But Gary O'Neill, very quickly, you played with at Portsmouth, didn't you? Did you play with him?
No, I didn't play with him, but I know him well. And he's a really good lad, Gary, and I feel for him a little bit. And, you know, look, Wolves are a big club, and I've been at Wolves, and they can turn it. Once they turn, really hard to get it back. I don't think the fans will come back around, and they will go.
Yeah, and she's started playing games already.
Look at
she's
that. On the Prosecco.
That's about her 5th glass.
Go and get another one.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of darts players say they need a bit of lubrication.
Yeah,
so
that's
that might work for them.
Well, I like Gary. I do, and I think he's going to end up losing his job. I do, because I just don't think... Look, they got 9 points from 15 games, not good enough, and they've got some good players. I think they might look maybe to make a change and just go for, you know...
Our understanding is he'll be in charge against Ipswich at the weekend.
If he loses that game, he's gone. If
he
wins...
They should appoint Howard Webb.
Yeah,
the
VAR. They probably get some decisions.
Better decisions.
They're not going to saw off Howard Webb, are they?
Got some terrible decisions.
Terrible.
I feel, but they sold Neto. They sold Kilman.
Yeah.
Do you know, like he said it last night.
Yeah, exactly.
He said like when he took over, I think they were like a 39-point team.
Yeah.
And they sold £200 million worth of players. What do you expect? We're going to go down.
Well, you've been slagging off Ange, and Shaban's a big Celtic fan, so she's going to be very upset. So a bit of edge in this game now,
I think there might be a bit of edge. Hopefully she goes out first round. If not, I'm going to sit at the bar and enjoy myself.
Enjoy it. We'll speak to you afterwards. Jamie O'Hara there, taking on Shaban Ahern next in the talkSPORT World Darts Championship. Just a reminder, you can listen to us or you can watch it all unfold on the talkSPORT YouTube channel every game. And lots more to come over the next couple of hours. But when we return, it is Jamie O'Hara, Shaban Ahern in game 2.
On 1089 and 1053 medium wave.
Online,
on your mobile,
on the app,
and on your smart speaker.
Home of the Festive 50. 50 games of football this December.
talkSPORT. Talk Sport.
With Lookers Vans. Hundreds of vans online, big or small. We've got something for every business and every taste at Lookers. A good deal? Better.
Ahead of O'Hara versus Ahern in the talkSPORT World Darts Championship, we bring you the sports headlines with Ben Fletcher.
Good afternoon. You join us live from the talkSPORT World Darts Championship, where Dean Storyteller Saunders cleared the first hurdle in his title defence, throwing 45 for victory over Jason One-Ball Cundy in the first round. Coming up next, Jamie the Chunk O'Hara takes on Shaban Calmhand Ahern. Stay with us on talkSPORT and the talkSPORT YouTube channel throughout the afternoon. A tale of two managers at the London Stadium last night. talkSPORT understands Julian Lopetegui has bought himself a bit of time with that win, but anything but a victorious run could see the patience of the Hammers hierarchy run out rather quickly. West Ham go to Bournemouth on Monday night, live and exclusively on talkSPORT. As for Gary O'Neill, the pressure's ratcheted up on him a notch, but talkSPORT understands he will be in place for the weekend's meeting with Ipswich. talkSPORT's chief football correspondent Alex Crook reckons that might have more to do with the fact that Wolves don't have a replacement lined up, rather than a nod to O'Neill's job security. Into the Championship, where Neil Harris has stepped
step down as Millwall manager after the weekend's Thickos controversy. He'll remain in charge for tomorrow's Championship clash with Sheffield United and Sunday's trip to Middlesbrough before leaving the New Den. Elsewhere today, former Premier League ref Keith Hackett's told talkSPORT the David Coote saga has made life much more difficult for grassroots officials. The former PGMOL chief has rubbished suggestions of corruption in English refereeing. And Rugby World Cup winner Ben Cohen has admitted to us he sold his winners' medal from 2003 to get through COVID. The winger started the final in Australia 21 years ago, but admits he'd trade it all for a university degree. There's more at talksport.com.
talkSPORT News.
The price of an average Christmas dinner has shot up this year, and flights at Edinburgh Airport could be affected over Christmas as North Air workers are striking in a row over pay. There's more with Will at past.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. We're here for every future journey with over 400 EV trained centres. Find your local EV trained centre at quickfit.com and drive away happy every time.
Dry with sunny spells for Northern Ireland and Scotland. Cloudy in England and Wales with showers possible in the far southeast.
On 1089 and 1053 medium wave, on DAB, online and on your smart speaker. Paul Hawksby and Andy Jacobs on talkSPORT.
And welcome back to the talkSPORT World Darts Championship. We have one person through already. That's Dean the Storyteller Saunders. Up next, it is Shaban Carman-Ahern versus Jamie the Chunk O'Hara. Let's get underway. Let's cross to your MC, Ollie Klink.
Ladies and gentlemen, are we ready for round 2 of the talkSPORT Darts World Championship? Let me introduce our next player. She is the host of the Early Sports Breakfast. She often takes Alan Brazil to task in the mornings. There is not a person on the planet who can pronounce her first name. Is it Shaban? No. Is it Siobhan? No. Is it Shaban? I'm not even sure. Of course, it is Shaban the Calm Hand Ahern. I've just found out it's Siobhan. Our next contender co-hosts the Sports Bar. He played for the biggest clubs in the land, including Tottenham, Wolves, Portsmouth, before warming the bench at Billericay. He was an absolute sick note, so it is a miracle he's here today. He's the star of the Big Brother house of Love Undercover, but will he get the hearts racing on the hockey? It's Jamie the Chunk O'Hara!
Well, I've never heard a player booed before a talkSPORT dart tournament like Jamie O'Hara has just encountered there. Ian Danter here back on commentary for match 2 of the talkSPORT World Darts Championship here at the Moortown Bell in central London, and it's our Glasgow Bell, Shaban Ahern, Calm Hand Ahern, who's taking on Jamie O'Hara for the right to face the reigning champion Dean Saunders in the semi-final. Jamie certainly got the treatment when he walked up to take his position on the hockey. Kirk Bevins will be scoring once again. 2 further quarterfinals to come live on talkSPORT and on the talkSPORT YouTube channel a little later. Darren the Truth Bent will take on Natalie the Destroyer Sawyer at 2:30. And match 4 at 3 p.m. straight after the 3 o'clock news will be Jermaine the Saint Pennant against Andy Gale Force Goldstein. I should tell you there's some 180 kind of banner paddles, a bit like what they used on Strictly Come Dancing. for 180s, which I think is an exercise in futility from our friends at QuickFit in putting those together for today. If we get anything like a 180 from any of these players, it will frankly be a miracle. But it will be Shaban to throw first. 2 single 5s and a single 11 darts. Oh, they're starting again. Oh, it is Shaban to throw first. That was her final practice dart. So Kurt Bevins scoring. It is Shaban against Jamie. Single 12 to start. 13 scored. And 73. Suddenly, a 73 from nowhere. Treble 20, our first of the afternoon, goes to Shaban. And the chunk knows he's under pressure right from the off. Fantastic start from Shaban, and you can tell she's got the crowd on her side. Jamie settles on the hockey. Good grouping, 20 and a 5, 26. It's that classic score that no dart player likes to make, where you go the wrong side of the 20 with darts 1 and 3. So already an advantage for Shaban. 15 and single 9, 24 and another 9. So 18 and 15, 33 scored. Shaban Ahern, she's down to 195. O'Hara from 275. He's going for the bull like 1 bull Cundy in the last game, and Jason was 2 bulls Cundy in that last game, but it wasn't enough to see him through. But on the outside of the ball with all those 3 darts from Jamie O'Hara, but he's down to 185. Shaban only scores 9 from 195. Kurt Bevins rarely gets to call that out of Ali Pally. 9. But there we have it. The chunk back in. Again, a 5 and a 1, but he can't hit the 20. 11 scored, and the crowd are loving it. They're loving the impending demise of the chunk. 24 hours on from his humiliation at the hands of Jason Cundy on the sports bar. Calm hand Ahern in the 20. Goes for double 10, so she scored 40. 45, that's more of a traditional dart score. And it gets Shaban down to the low 140s, 141. O'Hara is back on 174. Remember, in these games, you only have to finish on the correct score. You do not have to finish on the double like they will have to at Alexandra Palace when our exclusive commentary of the World Darts Championship gets underway across the talkSPORT network from next week. And I'm sure Luke Humphreys and Luke Littler are absolutely bricking it listening to this at the standard that's being displayed here at the Moortown Bell. Ahern creeping down from 141 to 112. O'Hara wanting 125 to go through to face Saunders. Scores 49. 112 required for Shaban Ahern. Remember, she doesn't have to finish on a double, but only 11 scored there, so 101 left. Could have gone treble 17 for bull, but she wouldn't know that. And she goes single 5 at the end of that visit. I thought she was raised in a house of publicans. She should know that 101 is treble 17 bull with 2 darts left. Oh, 2 single 20s for O'Hara, and then drops into 14 with dart 3. But Shaban now wants 82 for the leg. 82 required, settles on the hockey. Hits single 9, 73 left. And now 16, 57 left, and 15 leaves her on 42 for the leg. Jamie, well, I can't see what score he was on it because our scores have reset to 301. Oh, there we are. He wants 88, but he scores 43. So Shaban could go for the bullseye here. She wants exactly 50 to knock out the chunk. Hits a single 7, 43 left. And then a single 6, 37 left. And then she hits 25 when she could have gone for the bull first time. She's down to a low finish. O'Hara wants 48, hits 18, he's got 30 left. Could go double 15. He goes 17, 13 left, 13 for the leg for Jamie O'Hara, and he's got it! The chunk takes out 48 when he looked under the pump. Oh, when he fist pumps, he is delighted with that. Shaban is out of the talkSPORT World Darts, and doesn't O'Hara want to milk it for all it's worth. Jason Cundy took out 45 to win his leg, or rather Dean Saunders took out 45 to win his leg against Dean Saunders. 48 does the job for Jamie O'Hara. Crocodile tears from Ahern. But Jamie O'Hara is through to the semi-final. It'll be the chunk against the storyteller, Paul.
Fantastic. Good work, Dance. Chivalry is dead. The way that Jamie celebrated in Shaban's face there was pretty full on. I think it's fair to say, not a popular winner.
No.
A lot of boos in the crowd.
Yes.
Well, I mean, on 2 levels.
Yeah. The standard's very mediocre, but the competition is great.
It's
and
true.
Like all sport, if it's close,
It's in a nutshell. Absolutely in a nutshell. Congratulations, Jamie. He's just rejoined us.
Well done,
Andy
Jamie.
has just pointed out that the standard is mediocre, but the competition is fierce.
Honestly, that's a disgrace. That. What have I ever done to all these people at talkSPORT? I thought I was loved here. I'm proper under pressure there, getting booed. Everyone wanted me to win or lose. I mean, look, I only need 1 dart, lads. It's all one dart. That's all I need.
Shaban's joined us now. Hi, Shaban. Commiserations.
Yeah, well played, Shaban. I thought you did pretty well.
Thank you. Do you know what? I enjoyed that.
You done well.
I enjoyed that. And I
good.
actually think that it's a sport maybe I could get into.
Oh, well,
really?
Get carried away.
Thanks, Andy. All about the festive spirit.
But the crowd were willing you on, Shaban. You were very much the people's choice, weren't you?
I think had I have managed to take down Jamie O'Hara in that first round, it would have been not only the proudest moment of my career, but it would have been prouder than having my children.
Been the only moment of your career.
Right. We've stopped now. You've won. Let it go.
Bad winner and a bad loser.
I noticed that you have quite a square-on style. I thought perhaps you should have been a bit more
on.
It's funny. So Martin Keown, Simon Jordan, who are both very good, by the way.
Are they?
Simon's producer, Joe, all came in and said, look, you need to correct that stance. You're too square on, but I couldn't seem to master it. I don't know if it's a frame thing. They're big men. Whereas I don't know if all credit to them,
I think it's where you place your feet.
And obviously,
not that I'm useless.
I
don't know why I'm suddenly become an expert. There we go.
It was fun though. It was good fun, and I'm glad we're doing this.
Tell you what, it's pressure though. When you're up there, you're a bit nervous when you're
really
walking
felt
up.
it, did you?
Yeah, you're feeling the pressure. I mean, I'm used to getting booed. I had that at Tottenham and Wolves every week. So, that didn't affect me. But, when you're up there.
The crowd, the lights, the camera.
Give me a football, I got no problem, but give me some darts.
You struggled there. By the way, he is an all-round good sportsman. There are people who are just good at all sports. And albeit Jamie didn't practice, maybe you did secretly.
Good hand-eye. You're a good golfer?
Yeah, I love golf.
Well, he's on scratch.
I'm a
What
scratch
chance
it's all hand-eye.
Now, we noticed when we did the talkSPORT 6-a-side, you still had the skills.
Yeah, just didn't have the lungs, did I?
No, fair enough.
Carried a bit of weight.
Shaban, you think it was those few glasses of Prosecco you and Natalie were necking got in the way?
We just wanted to get into the merry old spirit of it.
There
was some twerking out there. We've just been having a good old time. I thought that was going to throw him off his case, but he was mad laser.
To be fair, the triple 20 first 3 darts, I'm thinking up against it straight away.
Yeah, I was only downhill from there.
I fought back. I just thought to myself, just get to the end, give myself a finish, and I'm going to take 1 dart. And you was going to take 5 or 6. So I just needed to get to that point.
It's incredible that you can hold down a relationship, Jamie O'Hara, with this patter. Just like to remind you, you have still won. Okay.
Now the good news is you can go and enjoy yourself now.
I will do. I've already been enjoying myself, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah,
hopefully next year, and well done, Jamie.
Yeah, thanks for coming, Shaban.
Yeah, that's it. So you on you go. You're going to be playing Dino in the next round.
I've got Dean yet. So obviously the worst gaffer I've ever played under. Probably the worst darts player I'm going to play against. Yeah. So hopefully I'll get through that one.
Brilliant. Well, stick around.
See you later, lads.
Thank you very much,
Jamie.
Thanks, Shaban. Yeah, we'll hear from Jamie, I'm sure, later on, win or lose. He does take on Dean, the storyteller. Saunders, his old gaffer at Wolves. Next up, though, it is Darren the Truth Bent versus, shouldn't it be Darren the Beach Ball Bent versus Natalie the Destroyer Sawyer.
That's good. That works.
It does. Anyway, it's all coming up. The talkSPORT World Darts Championship. You can watch it all unfold on the YouTube channel. Stick with us if not. More top commentary from Dance. And, it's all to come. It's Paul Hawksby and Andy Jacobs here with our very good friends at QuickFit.
talkSPORT traffic.
Staffordshire, the M6 southbound is partly blocked for emergency repairs between junction 13 at Stafford South and junction 12 for the A5. In Bedfordshire, the M1 northbound is partly blocked by a breakdown. It's just before junction 12 for Flitwick, with queues back to Luton North at junction 11A. And in Surrey, the M25 is queuing anti-clockwise in the roadworks between Chertsey at junction 11 and junction 10 for the A3. I'm Adam Moore.
Tuesday night.
The Champions League live on talkSPORT.
Great work!
Leipzig versus Aston Villa.
Pre-flight checks commence from 7. Chocks away, 8 p.m.
And that settles it!
Tuesday night
on talkSPORT. Paddy's Pick on talkSPORT with Paddy Power. Can you guess who's made the headlines this week? 18 plus, become well aware, don't all.
Yes, welcome back to the talkSPORT World Darts Championship with Quick Fit, drive away happy every time. And it is time for Paddy's Pick in association with our official betting partner, Paddy Power. In Paddy's Pick, I'm going to be asking not just Andy today, but also Darren Bent, who's joined us, to identify a mystery sports personality who's made news headlines in the past week. And he's Paddy's Pick of the week. Okay. So Andy and Darren, you're going to get 5 clues to work out who it is. We're going to start with £50 in the pot. For every clue that you use up without a correct answer, we'll take £10 away. And you'll be playing for Charlie Baker's chosen charity, the Rowcroft Hospice, South Devon charity, delivering end-of-life care and support to over 2,000 patients and their loved ones each year. So, guys, here we go. Clue 1 for £50. This week's pick is a former Premier League striker turned manager. Who might be in the news who's a former Premier League striker turned manager?
Okay, yeah, I know it, I've got it. Yeah, can I guess?
Yeah,
of course.
Ruud van Nistelrooy.
Is absolutely correct.
Oh, well done. That was sensational.
Congratulations, 50 quid for the Rowcroft Hospital. I'll give you the other clues.
Brilliant.
He began his career for Dutch side Den Bosch before going on to make a name for himself at PSV Eindhoven.
Ruud van Nistelrooy.
Well done, Andy. Next clue. He played for Manchester United from 2001 to 2006, winning the Premier League, FA Cup, Football League Cup, and the FA Community Shield, as well as the Sir Matt Busby Player of the Year all twice.
Ruud van Nistelrooy.
Ruud van Nistelrooy, still Ruud van Nistelrooy. He went on to play for Real Madrid, Hamburger SV and Malaga before retiring as a player in 2012.
Is that Hamburger FC or Hamburger?
Hamburger SV.
Hamburger?
Hamburger. That's their... You never knew, did you? Have a guess. Ruud van Nistelrooy. Widely regarded as one of the best strikers of all time. He was the top scorer in 3 separate UEFA Champions League seasons, the 6th highest goal scorer in the competition's history of 56 goals. The answer was, Andy?
Darren Bent.
Darren Bent, congratulations. Well done. Benty got 50 quid for the Rowcroft Hospice. So that was Paddy's Pick of the week for the Foxes' victory. They drew, didn't they, for leading the Foxes to victory over West Ham last week.
Yes.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, they beat West Ham.
What, last weekend?
No, they didn't play West Ham.
They didn't play West Ham last week.
No, they beat West Ham last week.
We'll have a word upstairs.
And then last weekend they drew. They were playing. They were 2-0 down to Brighton.
Brighton, that's right. And they came back to draw 2-2. I just read out what's in here, which of course I shouldn't do. But anyway, 50 quid for the Rowcroft Hospice.
Shouldn't do.
And that's another Paddy's Pick next week. Thanks to our friends at Paddy Power, official H&J betting partner. 18 plus only. BeGambleAware.org.
Paddy's Pick on talkSPORT with Paddy Power. Can you guess who's made the headlines this week? 18 plus, BeGambleAware.org.
Next up at the hockey, it's Darren the Truth Bent. He's taking on Natalie the Destroyer Sawyer. Benty, good afternoon again.
How are you, gentlemen? We okay?
Have you been watching Natalie warm up? She'll say her and Shaban have been getting stuck into the Prosecco, so I think that may give you an edge.
Yeah, but you know, I'm more concerned that Natalie might be a ringer. You know, one of those, I never play that usually every weekend down the social club, just like throwing arrows for a weekend.
Yeah, it could be.
No, Natalie doesn't do that.
Yeah. You've known her since she was a little girl, haven't you?
I have, yeah.
She went to school with one of your sons.
Oh, wow.
I know. That ages me, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Got any tips for me then against Natalie? She good?
I'll just say Brentford are rubbish as she goes. Thomas Frank's on his way to somewhere.
We've seen you and Andy Goldstein practicing when we're on air because we can see the little green room there. So you've been putting in a little bit of practice, haven't you?
Do you know what? I wouldn't even say it's more practice. I think me and Andy have just become obsessed with the game of darts. So we end up we both got boards at home now. We both play a lot. Not so much for this tournament, but just playing it because we really enjoy it. And
it's fun.
I mean, hopefully it helps with the tournament today, but yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait to get going.
I was listening to you two last week, and it was after Arsenal had beaten Man U, and it was brilliant. I mean, it got edgy.
I'm not going to lie to you. That's probably the most I've not been in this position too long in terms of broadcasting, but that's probably the angriest I've ever been on air last. That there was. We didn't speak for the first break.
Me and
you
Andy
could feel it, but it was good radio.
Yeah, usually me and Andy in the first break having a little laugh and joke. Didn't even look at each other in that first break.
What about that? There was once Adrian Durham got Alvin Martin so angry that Alvin called Adrian by his wife's name. Like he was having a row at home.
I never thought it could get that way, but that was the first time where we probably got back to normal about 5:30ish.
Right.
For the first hour and a half, honestly.
For those that didn't hear it, what wound you up so much?
I was basically alluding to the fact that he was saying we hadn't seen enough from Amorim.
Yeah.
It wasn't enough time to make an impact on the Manchester United squad. And I was giving him examples of other managers who have been in charge equally the same amount of time that had got tunes out of their squad. But he was saying it's not relevant. And I'm saying, well, it is relevant because he was like, but they've got better players. But then I gave him examples of someone like, I don't know, Fabian Hertzler at Brighton, who's got a tune out of his squad straight away. And it just got heat from there. But then I think when the callers come on and they side with one of us, that sends the other person a little bit like, and they were on my side, so that's why he was seeded.
Wow.
And the weekend's result helped your argument, didn't it?
It did again. I mean, Nottingham Forest, I know they're flying this season, but Manchester United at home shouldn't be losing to Nottingham Forest if they're trying to get to where they should get to. But
it's a big job. You know, I think he is a very good manager.
Yeah, I agree.
He's got a good way about him, but it's going to take time. It's going to take transfer windows. It's going to take pre-season. You can't. I mean, Unai Emery came in and did a brilliant job. It doesn't happen that often.
It doesn't. And even when you look at someone like Oliver Glasner, who came in at Palace, people look at the run they had towards the end of the season, which was fantastic. But his first 6 or 7 games, I think he won 1 and lost 4 out of that. So it takes a bit of time. But I think for Manchester United, it's the personnel, because he wants to play this 3-4-3. How long is it going to take for him to get the players that can play in that system? Because for the last however long it's been at United, it's always 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3. It's going to take time.
How are you feeling about the Arsenal at the moment then?
Yeah, listen, I'm still confident. I mean, Chelsea have come from nowhere. They're playing really well. I think they're in the title race. I know maybe it's come sooner than they would have expected, but they're playing really well. And Liverpool look like the best team on the planet. I still don't think you can write off Manchester City. Am I fully confident that Arsenal can win the league this season? I'm probably not.
Right.
I think they'll push them all the way to the end, but I just think this season now, there's about 6 or 7 teams in terms of quality that are better than we've seen in previous seasons. Even Brighton could beat one of these teams. Brentford at home, they can beat anyone. I just think that's where the season might be one.
Don't you think some of those teams, with respect, are going to fall away though? I mean, you know, they're you know, it's all down to injuries. They haven't got maybe the squads that some of these teams have got. I mean, in terms of squad, no one to touch Chelsea, really.
And that's why I think you can't rule them out the title. I know experience is a big thing. But when you've effectively got 2 different squads for 2 different competitions, that you keep everyone
you
fresh.
can make 7 to 9 changes between, and then still win 5-1 in midweek.
Exactly.
It's true, but you know they're still a bit dodgy at the back. They don't often keep a clean sheet. The goalkeeper's a liability. He's not. He's a decent enough kid, but he's not of the quality you'd want to win the league. I don't think.
Get Keller in January, can't you? Now
it'd be interesting with that one, because Kelly, he wants to play. He's too good to be a number 2. And Chelsea are on the cusp. I mean, as you said, that I think maybe 2 players away, goalkeeper and a centre back. Where you go, do you know what? Like, because the midfield is strong.
Fofana and Colwill together, but Fofana sadly got injured. And that does tend to
not so much, maybe.
Especially not on the right.
No.
And let's hope Cucurella's got the right boots on.
Yeah, exactly.
Moving forward.
Yeah, his boot company were overly. That was a new range of boots, apparently.
Was it?
They brought out for the weekend.
Yeah. So seeing them in a bin on Instagram didn't go down particularly well.
Not great, was it?
No.
So, Darren, good luck in your game.
Thank you very much.
Against Natalie, and we'll catch up with you after the match.
You will do.
There we are. Darren
Thanks,
Bent, up next is Darren the Truth Bent against Natalie the Destroyer Sawyer. Our next game from the talkSPORT World Darts Championship is just moments away.
1089 and 1053 medium wave.
Online, on your mobile, on the app, and on your smart speaker.
talkSPORT.
talkSPORT. News.
Game 3 just around the corner. It is Darren Bent versus Natalie Sawyer. Stick around for that. Watch it on YouTube with our good friends at QuickFit. But before all of that, we bring you the news headlines with Will Hobbs.
Paul, thank you. Good afternoon. A prolific sex offender has been jailed for 27 years after being found with almost 10,000 illicit images of children. 55-year-old David Andrews from Belfast posed as a teenager on Snapchat and Instagram, with police admitting his crimes were spread across the UK. The price of a Christmas dinner has increased by more than inflation this year. On average, a meal for four will set you back £32.57, thanks to turkey and veg prices rising. Flights at Edinburgh Airport could be affected over Christmas as North Air workers are striking in a row over pay. Tanker drivers are walking out for 19 days from December the 18th until January the 6th. And Gavin and Stacey star Matthew Horne says the upcoming Christmas finale made him laugh and cry. Rob Brydon told the Chris Evans show he initially wasn't keen on playing Uncle Bryn when the show started, but the script persuaded him.
Bryn isn't a million miles away from Keith Barrett, the character I did in Marion and Jeff in the Keith Barrett show. They're both idealistic, naive, warm-hearted Welsh people. But then, thank God, because it was so well written.
The full Rob Brydon interview is available via the talkSPORT app on Virgin Radio Catch-Up.
Talk Sport with Bostik. If you need a professional grade sealant with high mold resistance, easy tooling and minimal shrinkage, choose Bostik Pro Sealants.
Now, the talkSPORT World Darts Championship wins already today for the maligned Jamie the Chunk O'Hara and the defending champion Dean Storyteller Saunders. They'll face off in the next round. And in the Premier League, Gary O'Neill gets a stay of execution, but for how long? Ben's back at 3.
Hi, it's Jeff Stelling here. It's a week crammed full of magnificent midweek football on talkSPORT and talkSPORT 2. It is in! It's a Tuesday night triple. From 5:45, Girona face Liverpool in the Champions League, live on talkSPORT 2.
He shoots, it's got in!
Then from 8, we have 2 terrific games at the same time. Leipzig take on Aston Villa in the Champions League on talkSPORT. And Leeds duke it out with Middlesbrough in the Championship on talkSPORT 2.
Fantastic goal!
It's another massive midweek mega hit of live football, part of the festive 50 on talkSPORT and talkSPORT 2.
Now, talkSPORT can get you into the hottest gig in town, plus an epic cash prize just in time for Christmas. We've got a pair of tickets to Oasis Manchester gig at a whopping 10 grand. Not at a whopping 10. We're not going to charge you for them. And a whopping 10 grand. Buy any spares to give away. And we want you to get involved. 10 grand Oasis tickets. Andy Jacobs, how'd you get them?
You can win this incredible prize by texting the word cash to 83338. And you're in the draw. Once again, to win these tickets and the 10 grand prize, text the word cash, C-A-S-H, to 83338.
Entries cost £2 plus your standard network charges. Free entry available by post. Send your name, email address and contact details, including telephone number, to Oasis Competition, PO Box 3190, Colchester CO2 HEP. Enter by 11 p.m. December the 16th. You must have bill payer's permission. This is a news broadcasting network competition. Full terms at talksport.com.
We should have invited terms and conditions man down. I'd like to see him 5 pints of lager in, see how he reads it then. It'd be great, wouldn't it, at that speed? Anyway, he didn't make it, sadly. But let's return then.
Next year's tournament.
Let's return to the hockey, because Game 3 is just about to get underway. It's Darren the Truth Bent versus Natalie the Destroyer Sawyer. Ian Danton with commentary very shortly. First, the great Ollie Klink, your master of ceremonies, sets the scene. Ollie.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for round number 3 of the talkSPORT World Darts Championship? Our next player today has scored more Premier League goals than Cristiano Ronaldo. The difference is Ronaldo never scored tap-ins or off his backside. Benty will be hoping that the hockey is 2 yards out and that there's plenty of beach balls in play. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Darren, the Truth Bent!
Up Spurs.
Our next contender is the host of the Weekend Sports Breakfast. She used to present Deadline Day, but got sick of spending all day with Jim White. Unbelievable. She supports Brentford, but will she make her opponent as irrelevant as them today? Ladies and gentlemen, let the darts see the board. It's Natalie, the Destroyer Sawyer!
So Natalie Sawyer makes her way onto the stage. Darren Bent not happy at all with the choice of walk-on music there with Spandau Ballet. Actually, when they started playing Spandau Ballet, I half expected to hear Ali McCoy singing over the top of it. But it wasn't to be. But it is the truth. Darren Bent, last year's beaten finalist, taking on debutante Natalie the Destroyer Sawyer. And as Paul and Andy have mentioned, Natalie's a few glasses in of the old sparkly stuff. Now, whether that could affect her performance in a positive or a negative way, we'll have to wait and see. But as you'll have heard Darren say, Paul, yesterday on Drive, he tried out about 150 darts at a specialist darts centre a few weeks back to find the set that was right for him, which is an amazing thing. But he tried all sorts of darts. Finally, Paul, he got the set that worked for him.
I didn't realise, Dan, until he just told us that he's got his own board at home and he's really taking it seriously.
Well, it all started when he came to the final of the PDC last year, when it was Humphreys against Littler in the final. They did drive from the Great Hall at Alexandra Palace, and he was he went home like a maroon, but he says he should have stayed because he realised just how much fun it was going to be.
Yeah.
And he is now a player, but we are under.
Wow! Look at that. Just the way the stance is good. He's got the look of a darts player. Natalie's looking a bit rosy of cheek. Do you know? She's had a couple of sherbets.
Whether that was the third or fourth Prosecco that tipped her over the edge, it's hard to tell. But we're ready for the off. They've had their practice darts. Remember, it's a 301 game, and you don't have to finish on a double. Ben going straight for the double, but only 27 scored for his first visit. A bit disappointing, really. Well, you can hear the crowd just letting him know. Sawyer straight in, single 20, single 9, and 41 scored, so down to 260. So she's got a slight advantage over the Truth, whose first dart is in single 20, out the board with second, but recovers for a 40 scored. Better grouping. But Sawyer, hush over the Moortown bell. Haven't heard that all afternoon. And I think they might be on Sawyer's side here, boys. I don't know what you think, but I think they're siding with the Sawyer here.
Yes, exactly, yeah. Well, it's just, they're going for the underdog. They know Benty's taking it seriously.
Well, he's just hit treble 19 there, which I'm sure he wasn't aiming for, but he'll take the 38 points that gives you. But he's down to 48 with 186 rather, with Sawyer back on 220. 27 scored. She hit 25 on the outer ring, not quite hitting the bullseye. But Darren Bent from 186 trying to get down to a finish.
That won't do it.
Only 11 scored. Oh, and Natalie Sawyer found that frightfully amusing. That could be the Prosecco. And again, the crowd getting behind. Out the board with dart 2 after a single 1. But 25 again. Second visit in a row that she's nearly hit bullseye. So 46 scored, you heard there from Kirk Bevins for Natalie Sawyer. So at this point, it's 175 Bent, 167 Sawyer. She won't know this, but 167's an outshot.
Oh yeah, that's really going to
treble 20, treble 19, bull. If she hits that, I'm buying everybody near a drink. And she's just having her flights adjusted by Kirk Bevins, being a gentleman, as you would expect, from one of the most illustrious PDC referees on the circuit.
He's not going to tread on them, is he?
No, not quite. So 167. He's told her she requires it, so she knows she can get it, but she won't with a single 18. and then single 11, and then out the ball with dart 3. It's all a bit erratic, Paul, from Natalie Sawyer.
Imagine trying to follow this if you were the spotter on TV.
Yeah,
where they're going to go next.
Yeah, they might as well just keep a camera on the whole board, because it was Keith Deller or Colin Jaws Lloyd that have that job. They've got their work cut out. 93 left for Darren Bent. Natalie Sawyer wants 138. Remember, you don't have to finish on a double in these quarterfinals or indeed in the semi-final. Just finish on the correct number and you've won the leg. A low score of 21, but 93 for Darren Bent. Hits single 19, and again 38 scored. 40, that's 45 scored from Darren Bent, so he's getting closer to a finish. The truth is getting closer to a semi-final berth. The winner of this would play the winner of Jermaine, the Saint Pennant, against Andy Gale Force Goldstein. 21 scored from 103 for Natalie Sawyer, 82 left, but 48 for Darren Bent at this point. He's hit 20, so 28 left. Oh, and he's bust, he hit double top. He hit double top, he didn't need to go there. But 82 for Natalie Sawyer, and she's going, how do I do that? But then she settles on the hockey. She's down to 81 with a single 1. And then 5, 6 scored, and then out the board. So she's creeping down towards a finish, and I use the word creeping advisedly. Bent wanting 48 again, having bust. He scored 6, 42 left. 7 scored, and such enthusiasm there, boys, from Kirk Bevins.
Kirk did tell us if it was a particularly bad score, he would celebrate.
Well, he's not let us down there, has he? So Natalie Sawyer wanting 76. This leg is going a tad slower than the first 2 legs that we had in these quarterfinals. But Bent now wants 41. Where's he looking? Single 5, 36 left. Hits treble 9. That's 27, leaving him with 9. And he's out the board, going for single 9. That was close.
It was.
He was in the right ballpark, though, wasn't he, fellas?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I think there's a bit of nerves in there, and I think you're going to see better. If he gets through this, you'll see better darts from him further down the road.
But Natalie can win this. If she can take out 55. Doesn't have to finish on a double. She's getting some help from Kirk Bevins.
Yeah.
So 17 scored, 38 left. She could go double 19. In fact, she's just been told that. She's just laughing her head off. The very notion of it.
Oh, no.
Comes down to the bottom of the board. She's going for it. And she hits a single 2. That's the end of that. So Darren Bent back in for 9, a single 9, and he wipes his hand on his trouser leg, Rob Cross style. Oh, and he's stepping back from the hockey, the noise from around him putting him off. Single 9, he hits single 5, 4 wanted, and he hits double 4. He's bust the score. The door is open for Natalie Sawyer to win it with 36. Darren Bent can't believe it. He wanted single 4 to win. He hit double 4. 36 for Sawyer. 6 of them have gone. 30 left. 29 now with a single 1. She can't get 29 with 1 dart. Where's she going to go to set up? Hits another single 1. 28 left. So Darren's back in for 9 again. Again, the roar goes up.
Where's he going?
Nowhere near. I don't know what he's doing. Where is he going?
What he needs?
He doesn't know what he's going.
He's going for the wrong
He's
score.
going for the wrong score.
Yeah.
What happened there?
I've no idea. He was going for 13 on the opposite side of the board when double 9's on the...
He's just been told he needs 9.
Now 28 for Natalie Sawyer. What a tense leg this is. Trust me, it's tense. Wherever you're listening or watching, trust me, it is. Natalie, take my word for it. 28 required. Now she's got 9, so 19 left. Single 19 wins Natalie Sawyer the leg. It's 60. Single 3. 3 right at the bottom of the board, Natalie. Right at the bottom of the board. Natalie. Can she do it? Oh, she's out the board. In fact, she's into the rubber surround of the board.
Tell Paul Ross he may have to pick up at 1 a.m. tonight.
He might, yeah. Well, Darren Bent going for 9's just hit 14. He's gone the wrong side. 3 again for Natalie Sawyer to win the leg. She's got it! Darren Bent is out! Natalie Sawyer has destroyed Darren! And Natalie Natalie Sawyer, by hitting 3, is through to the semi-finals, and all those hours spent in a specialist dart shop getting the set that felt right in his hand means nothing, because the truth is, Darren Bent, you're out. Natalie Sawyer goes through, boys.
Oh, fantastic. Well done, Dan. What a game.
What a game. Now, the reason why Natalie won was because the old Brentford ground had a pub on every corner. She used to go there before every game and have a game of darts.
Exactly. That's what it is. Definitely that. Well, I think we're going to chat to them very shortly. They're going to make their way over there, and we will catch up with Natalie and Darren. Fantastic with her.
Wasn't it?
Benty, for the last 3 or 4 throws, was going for the wrong number, and I don't think he realised it. And no one, because they didn't want him to win, was telling him. Anyway, we'll catch up with them both very, very shortly. Build up to the next game. We're here with our good friends at QuickFit. It's the talkSPORT Darts Championship. Drive away happy every time.
talkSPORT traffic.
In West Yorkshire, the M62 is partly blocked eastbound after a collision between junction 27 for the M621 and 28 for Tingley. In South Yorkshire, the M1 southbound is partly blocked by a breakdown between junction 33 for Sheffield and 32 for the M18. And in Staffordshire, the M6 southbound is partly blocked for emergency repairs between junction 13 at Stafford South and junction 12 for Gailey. I'm Adam Moore.
Tuesday night, the Champions League live on talkSPORT 2.
He's popped up with an absolute belter of a goal.
Girona versus Liverpool. Coverage from 5:30. Kick-off 5:45.
No one else brings you more.
And he scored again.
Tuesday night. Goal shooting, ball booting radio on talkSPORT 2.
The talkSPORT Darts Trophy with QuickFit. Drive away happy every time.
Yes, it's the talkSPORT World Darts Championship. We've had the first shock of the championship so far in Game 3, where Natalie the Destroyer Sawyer has indeed destroyed Darren Bent. It was quite the shock. Benty was in good nick. He's got a dartboard at home. He's been putting the hours in.
That's going back.
And the darts.
Natalie's about 6 Proseccos in.
The problem is, I am, though.
I know you are. We've been watching you in action.
And the crowd were with you. That's a shame. Benty, that they were, I think, the underdog. And you've made Strand on the Green School proud.
I know. Yes, it was, I would say, more luck than anything that I won.
Wow.
I don't know. You got down to the 3 and you finished it off pretty quickly.
I did finish it off well.
Really quickly.
But I do think there was an element of luck. Well, a lot of luck.
For your last 3 visits to the board, Darren, I don't know if you were aware, you were supposed to be going for 9 and you were going for 14.
He said to me 4. And then I looked on the board, he went, why are you going there? So you said 4. He went, oh, no, I meant 9.
Oh.
But listen, it happened. I was beaten fair and square.
Okay.
Sounds like he's trying to take the victory away from me.
I hope not either.
So, there was a lovely moment when Kirk, who said,
what can I say? I mean, you're asking for too much there already. I mean, even asking for the 3, which, as I say, was pure luck, was a lot. So, but Kirk has been fabulous. He's very helpful, apart from obviously
yes, not to Darren, clearly. So, I mean, you seem quite chilled, Darren. I mean, I couldn't see the chunk O'Hara or Goldstein taking it as well as you have this defeat.
No, I'm interested to see how Goldstein gets on next. But no, listen, as I said, if I would have lost to anyone, I'm glad it was Natalie. I mean, a lot of people were writing her off, but no, I said, you know what? Remember I said she'd come in as a ringer? Yes, I told you that. The Destroyer, exactly.
Well, I love the name, but I kind of thought more it would not be destroying Darren Bent at the dartboard, but more just destroying the game of darts. Which I still think I did, really. So, yeah.
When's the last time you played, Natalie? Did you do any practice in for today or not?
Go on.
Well, I got in a little bit early today in practice.
Right.
And then on Sunday, with a little team. Again, though, there was drink involved, so I can't really say that's taking it seriously. But my team, we had a little Christmas do, which ended up at a place where they were playing darts.
Oh, okay.
And I was very strong on, let's play darts, because I knew I'd be doing
that.
But, yeah, I can't say I took it that seriously.
So I haven't had a chance to really speak to you about Brentford this season. The home, what a treat it is at the G-Tech, the Gold Tech.
It's just stupid. It's just stupid. I have to say, I mean, I was building up to it on Saturday morning with Cass on game day breakfast, and I was sort of saying, look, if you look at the fixtures that we played at home, bar Bournemouth, the others have all kind of been struggling at the bottom end of the table. I thought the Newcastle game would be the biggest test, and I think first half, pretty even. Maybe Newcastle had a bit more chances in that. Second half, we were just different class.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I called it Pete Brazil. I stand by it. Not Alan Brazil. Brazil. Samba Brazil.
Yeah,
It was
fantastic.
fabulous. Yeah, I know. It's incredible.
Well,
if only we could do it away from home.
Wow.
We'll see on Sunday.
I know.
Pete Rotherham away from home.
Well, watching that all unfold was Andy Goldstein. Darren, would you mind just passing on your headset to Andy?
Baton.
Can we just bring you in momentarily? Because I'm just going to get your take. Couple of things. Hi, Andy. How are you, mate? Want to get your take first on Benty's performance. What did you make of it?
Firstly, we make a mistake on talkSPORT of always talking about the team that lost rather than congratulate the winner.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well done, Natalie Sawyer. That was mind-blowing stuff. Mind-blowing stuff.
I lulled him in, didn't I?
Secondly,
For the finish.
that for me, that's bigger than Hereford beating Newcastle. I'm serious. we would have beaten Liverpool. I mean, you come up with any upset you want. Greece winning the Euros. We might have just witnessed live on talkSPORT the greatest sporting upset of all time. We've got Darren Bent, who by his own accord practices 3 to 4 hours a night in his garage with his brand new dartboard. He told me this morning, I'm not making this up, told me this morning he bought a new light.
Wow.
Right? Against Natalie Sawyer.
You took it to
He's already told us it's all going back.
Against Natalie Sawyer, who, as she walked in, she said, oh, I haven't got my shin pads. And I went, it's not that kind of game. Didn't even know what a dartboard looked like.
Absolutely.
Wow.
So you'll be if you come through your game against Jermaine Pennant, you'll be playing Natalie.
I've basically got to buy to the final.
That's fine. That's fine. Best thing is, that was Darren's attitude, so that's all right.
Yeah, that's true. You're not the first person to say that.
I've got to get past Jermaine Pennant, who I'm so nice, I've just bought him 2 shots of vodka. How nice is that? I just bought because it's a friendly game. I've got to get past Jermaine Pennant. Then, of course, I take on, the giant killer. Natalie saw it. I mean, no one wants to meet Natalie now. I mean,
I get it.
everyone wanted to meet Natalie, but no one does now.
So, a couple more carvers just to settle the nerves.
I think that's the way forward, isn't it?
Yeah, and then just
yeah,
good stuff.
Can I say, when we were watching over there, O'Hara was going, Bender, you're going for 9. You're hitting the other side of the board.
Yeah, I think there could be. If Darren was a better, if he wanted to call the stewards, he could have done, but he's not that kind of
VAR
lad.
though.
He takes
no
VAR.
Hold on, what's that about? What's the VAR about?
You were saying going for 9, and he was going for the wrong one.
Kirk was not telling Benty not to go for 14.
Oh, well, know your own score. It's my advice. Right? Know your own score.
Well, unlucky, Darren. Congratulations, Natalie.
Thank you.
And we'll see you up on the Ocket. Jermaine Pennant, you've been watching him. Is he any good, Andy?
I walked in and he looked okay.
Right.
But as I texted a mate of mine saying, you fancy chances? And I said, I haven't styled my hair this good to come second. All right?
There we are.
Bit disappointed with the trophies. I thought there'd be a big...
He's really setting himself up for
I picked him up on the way and I got my shoes rehealed and I got some keys cut as well, so it's fantastic.
Hold on, have they spelt my name right? Yeah, they have.
Yeah. No expense spent on the trophies. Anyway, thank you guys. We're going to catch up with Andy later on, win or lose. He's taking on Jermaine Pennant when we return. Plenty more football chat in the final hour as well. The last of the round games, the 4th game of the competition, will be up very, very shortly. Our good friends at QuickFit, of course, are with us this afternoon. Our producer and a number of the staff are wearing QuickFit boiler suits.
I know.
Now, our producer is one of the poshest men in the world. And it's definitely, if I put on one of those boiler suits, everybody would see I was trade. But he just doesn't look trade, does he? I think I want to try a reverse Pygmalion. I want to get him up and I want him to say, I ain't got the Pirellis in at the moment, mate, but I can get him this afternoon. And see how he does.
You're going to Henry Higgins him.
We'll give it a go in the final hour of the show. Anyway, lots more darts, lots of football chat. We are here with our good friends at QuickFit, live at the talkSPORT World Darts Championship.
The talkSPORT Darts Trophy with QuickFit. Drive away happy every time.
on 1089 and 1053 medium wave, online, on your mobile and on your smart speaker.
Home of the festive 50. 50 games of football this December.
talkSPORT.
Talk Sport.
With Lookers. Buy your next car or book your MOT, service or repair at lookers.co.uk.
Many people's dark horse Andy Goldstein up against Jermaine Pennant very, very shortly. Stick around for that. But first, the sports headlines with Ben Fletcher.
Good afternoon. You join us in the City of London, where we know half the semi-final lineup for the second talkSPORT World Darts Championship. Defending champion Dean Storyteller Saunders will take on Jamie the Chunk O'Hara. Natalie the Destroyer Sawyer, who threw a dramatic 3 to sensationally beat Darren the Truth Bent, will face one of Jermaine the Saint Pennant or Andy Gale Force Goldstein, who are up next. Stay with us on talkSPORT or watch all the action live over on the talkSPORT YouTube channel. Elsewhere today, we're reliably informed that Julian Lopetegui will be given the chance to save his job after last night's win over Wolves. The Hammers go to Bournemouth on Monday night, live and exclusively on talkSPORT. Not such good news for Gary O'Neill, who we understand is still expected to be in the dugout for the Ipswich game at the weekend. But talkSPORT's chief football correspondent Alex Crook is of the view that's less of a vote of confidence and more an admission by the Wolves board they don't have a replacement lined up. On to tonight's action. Villa winger Morgan Rogers admits this season's schedule is the most punishing he's known. Villa are in Leipzig for talkSPORT's live Champions League commentary at 8. Before that, Liverpool take on Girona in the 5:45 kick-off. Arne Slot insists he'll field as strong a team as possible, that despite being all but through to the knockout stages. We bring you live commentary over on talkSPORT 2. Neil Harris will stand down as Millwall manager following his controversial comments at the weekend. He'll end his second tenure after the weekend's trip to Middlesbrough. He said he'd always leave when the time was right, and he feels that time is now. And the Norwegian Football Federation says it'll formally criticise FIFA at tomorrow's Congress when the next World Cup hosts are expected to be confirmed. The NFF have described the process as a flawed and inconsistent one. A joint bid from Spain, Portugal and Morocco is in line to get 2030. Saudi Arabia's to be given 2034 as they're uncontested. There's more at talksport.com.
talkSPORT News.
A prolific sex offender has been jailed for 27 years after being found with almost 10,000 illicit images of children. And flights at Edinburgh Airport could be affected over Christmas as North Air workers go on strike. Will has more at 5:30.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. Keep winter journeys safe. Visit your local centre or quickfit.com to book your tyres, MOTs and servicing so you can drive away happy every time.
Well, it's raining fake Spanish lager in the City of London here. Elsewhere, cloudy in England and Wales with showers possible in the far southeast. Dry with sunny spells for Northern Ireland and Scotland.
On 1089 and 1053 medium wave, on DAB, online and on your smart speaker. Paul Hawksby and Andy Jacobs on talkSPORT.
It's Hawksby and Jacobs live at the talkSPORT World Darts Championship, and we're into Game 3. We're here, of course, with our very good friends at Toolstation and their Toolstation Club. But Game 3 awaits. We should cross immediately to your MC to set the scene, Mr. Ollie Klink.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for round number 4 of the talkSPORT World Darts Championship? Our next contender had the highs of playing in a Champions League final for Liverpool and the lows of finishing 8th in Celebrity Big Brother and fainting on Celebrity SAS Who Dares Wins. He once accidentally left his car in Spain for no apparent reason, but will it be adios amigo for his opponent? Ladies and gentlemen, it's the bad boy turned good. It's Jermaine the Saint Pennant! And next up, it is the host of talkSPORT Drive, the man with the best hair in the... Andy, I can't read your writing. The last time he played a competitive pub sport, he spent half the talkSPORT budget flying to Atlanta to play pool, only to be knocked out in the first round. He's the reason there's no free bar today, but will he make his opponent pay? Give it up for Andy, the Gale Force Goldstein!
Well, Ian Danter here on commentary once again, joining Paul and Andy, and I have to say the boos that are ringing round the Moortown bell for Andy Goldstein rival that of what the chunk got, Paul.
I think the booze is feeding into the booze dance. You can sense, really.
He had the Noel Gallagher patented shades on, waiting at the end of the short walkway, trying to psych out his opponent, but frankly, I've never seen Jermaine Pennant.
Jamie had one of those Ali Pally signs saying, I prefer Benty.
I haven't seen Jermaine Pennant this relaxed since Liverpool paid $6.5 million for him from Birmingham. He was very relaxed when that signing on fee came his way. So the practice throws are beginning, and already Andy Goldstein pretending that there's something wrong with his throwing arm.
Yeah, he's getting he's got a bit of dartitis. Do you notice that? He wasn't releasing it at the right moment.
I've seen it, it's not good. Eric Bristow, the great Bristow, had it.
Yeah.
Nathan Aspinall, the Asp, current tour card holder and top player, he's had problems with dartitis. It's never nice when you get it. And
some quite shonky darts from Goldstein.
Well, those darts land in the board, Andy, very much like Phil Taylor's land. They're sort of quite flat to the ball.
Except they're not in the treble 20.
No, there's a difference between him and Phil Taylor in terms of the stacking of the underway. This is the hardest to call out of these four quarter-finals for me. Having watched them both warm up when I first got here.
Andy has talked a good game, Dance, in the build-up to this, so we're going to find out.
You surprise me. And the little thumb to the nose from Pennant to Goldstein, and Jermaine Pennant gets us underway from 3:01. Remember, you don't have to finish on a double. And a treble 14. Great start, treble 14 in there for Jermaine Pennant, and that puts Goldstein right under the pump immediately with 69 scored. For Jermaine Pennant. Goldstein up to the single 2, single 15, and single 19.
Oh dear.
And they're dropping in the bottom of the board.
What a strange angle that they're going in at.
As I say, it's Taylor-esque in terms of how they're landing, but not where they're landing.
I think he's trying to put backspin on them, Dan. That's not a good idea.
Oh, another treble.
A treble 8, which is 24, not huge, but it takes him underneath 200 there, Andy. 198 for Jermaine Pennant.
Oh.
And Goldstein back in at the bottom of the board. Treble 3, single 2, and 19.
I mean, he likes going downstairs, doesn't he?
He does. I mean, look, there are big numbers down there. I know, I'm not going there. There are big numbers down there. Treble 19, treble 17. There was almost another treble 14. There was another treble 14 for Jermaine Pennant. Goldstein shakes his head. He knows he's under pressure here because Jermaine Pennant is down at 130. Goldstein, with this visit starting at 2:35.
Why is he not going for the 20s?
Well, I don't know, but it could be the dartitis, Andy. I don't know, but Pennant is just serenely moving towards the 100 mark, and he's aiming around that 14 mark again. But
he seems like he's got to go somewhere else. It's like he's got an Uber waiting outside, Jermaine, doesn't he? Really?
Not hanging around. He's down at 2:01. Goldstein's so close to a treble 17, but it treble 2 instead. Another poor score.
Very
and the crowd, he's being mocked.
They're laughing at him.
They are laughing, not with him, but at him. I'll tell you what, Drive's going to be fun at 4 o'clock with him and Benty on after what they've been through. Darren Bent already knocked out by Natalie the Destroyer Sawyer. 6 glasses of Prosecco in. 185 for Goldstein, less this visit. Treble 7 for 21's decent, and single 5. But Jermaine Pennant for the leg, 168.
Wow. Andy's darts are struggling to get into the board. They're struggling to make the board.
He'll have an excuse. 67 left for Jermaine Pennant. Make that 47. And 41 scored.
Ooh. I wonder if he's got weak wrist, Sandy. I mean, that's the only thing that will explain it.
You can suggest that to him, not me.
I wouldn't have had him down as that.
17 from Goldstein, just when he needed to pick it out of the bag, but it might be too late because Jermaine Pennant needs 27 for the leg. Now, of course, he can't take that out with one dart, so where's he going to go? He hits 19, so he's left himself with 8. And he busts the score on a single 14.
Andy needs now.
That can Andy profit the same way Natalie Sawyer profited when Darren Bent couldn't take out a big number. Out the board with dart 1, treble 2, and single 17 from 104.
He's very Ange Postecoglou. He's going for 17 all the time, and that's how he plays, mate.
That's just who he is, mate.
That's what I do. Yeah.
He won't change his mind, will he?
16 from 27 leads him with. He's done it. 11. Jermaine Pennant has made light work of Goldstein, and I can tell you there's some people here in the Mortan Bell who are celebrating far more than they should at that victory. Is that more about Jermaine Pennant winning or Andy Goldstein losing as he refuses the handshake of the Saints? Goldstein is off. Stay tuned for drive at 4, folks. Excuses are plenty from both Goldstein and Ben because Jermaine Pennant, the Saint, is through.
Yes, thank you, Dance.
I think Dance will be presenting the show. He's always used to that, coming in late on the show.
I'm available for all.
The best celebration to Andy losing was from his own producer, Joe, who was going absolutely nuts.
I wasn't going to out him, but since you come to mention it, it was Joe was leading it.
Never seen him so happy.
Weeks and weeks of practice for Benty and Andy, and look what's happened. It's unbelievable.
Andy's technique was just bizarre. It was like the darts were not quite. They were going in at this sort of strange,
sort of limp wrist.
He kind of threw in a sort of foppish. He was holding a spotted handkerchief and a little beauty spot.
Well,
it's like Georgian darts he was playing.
Well, if he goes for the old bad workman blames his tools line, then you should pull him up on it when he comes over.
He was terrible.
I mean, to be fair, Jermaine played
with respect.
Well. Yeah, he was terrible, but Jermaine took advantage. He played well.
Good steady play from Jermaine, I thought.
I don't see Jermaine winning it, to be honest. I mean, he was pretty solid. He got in there and he got out, and that was it.
Well,
but
that half of the draw, dare I say, has opened up, boys.
Yeah, it certainly has, and the winner has joined us. I don't think the loser can bring himself at the moment.
Where's the loser?
His old bottom lip's going. Look at that. Jermaine, whack your cans on, Jermaine. We want to congratulate.
Well played.
Well played, Jay. Well played.
Thank you, guys.
You made short work of him, didn't you?
Yeah, just get him over and done.
You seemed very confident. So there's been a lot of talk about Andy. He's been practicing a lot, and you admitted you hadn't done a lot of practice, but you just got to work and got the job done.
Well, do you know what the difference is that as athletes, we've been in these situations, in these big moments,
pressure moments,
and it's all good practicing in talkSPORT towers.
Yeah,
it's fine. You can hit 20s, double, trebles, but as soon as that pressure, there's a bit of crowd, there's some eyes on you, you start to tense up.
Yeah,
it's a different kind of sport then, which I'm used to. And,
well, Andy has joined us now.
I've known Andy for a lot of years. He's not happy.
I mean, honestly, what happened? What happened out there?
I wasn't happy from the beginning when I said to the fella, who goes first? He went, Jermaine. I went, why? And he went, his name's on the left. And I was like, that's not how you start a tournament, is it?
To be honest, that's not the reason why you lost.
Why don't you mind your business, Paul?
Why, from a technical point, why were you ignoring the top of the board?
Because when I've been playing, I've been hitting 1s and 5s. Which now we look back at, it's probably better than I was getting today, right?
You were hitting 3s and 2s instead today, which made all the difference.
All right, it's a little bit Carol Vorderman, we can all add up.
You were very Ange Postecoglou. You kept going for treble 17, double 17.
I've been hitting all week.
You wouldn't change it. You wouldn't drop 10 yards, would you?
No, I've been hitting all week. To be fair, I don't want to use the word fluke, that's unfair, but fluked quite a lot of trebles throughout the match. Usually the best man wins, but in this case, that wasn't the case.
That's where I was aiming. It's a safety net, that little section.
I'm not disappointed for me. I've let everyone in here down because I know I'm the fans' favourite.
Not by the cheers at the end. They all seem quite happy.
No, that's like a goodwill gesture.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
It's like they've come in here and it's like Jimmy White or one else. The fans'
they
favourite.
were kind of making a noise at the beginning that sounded like boos. That wasn't booing, though.
Do you know what? My aim's not great, but I reckon with this pen for me, I can hit you, Paul. All right? I reckon I can easily get you there.
Well,
what about the handshake moment at the end? That was a shocker, wasn't it?
Yeah. Do you know what? It comes back to bite him, didn't it?
Yeah.
It comes back to bite him at the start as well.
Well done to Jermaine. He's now effectively got a bye to the final.
I'll tell you what, so you can be a dark horse.
No, come on. Come on.
Yeah.
We can't see two Darren Bents in one day.
No,
I mean, I lost. You could argue I had the toughest draw to the final, right? Yeah. So Jermaine, I saw him throwing darts earlier. All jokes aside, he's a good player, knows what he's doing. I'm gutted I lost, but he's a good player. But you know, the upset of the day. It doesn't matter what happens now. Bentley's the one, right?
Oh.
I mean,
I think that's the worst moment in his career.
Talk about deflection.
The best.
No, I lost it. Do you know, I've got to the final and I've lost against, you know, Real Madrid. Bentley's been knocked out by Maidstone United, right?
The darts, Andy, the darts were going in at a bit of a funny angle, like they hadn't quite reached the board.
Yeah, it's true.
Have you got any wrist issues at the moment?
With the right one, what time is it?
I was just wondering.
No, it's funny you say that, because I don't know what it is, because the angle I throw at, if I get a dart and it just, on the bottom half of the board, if it just lands over the treble, the flight covers the treble. So I then have to change. I mean, I didn't have that problem today, thankfully.
I would change that technique.
I mean, it's too late now, Paul. I'm out. I
Next
don't know
year.
if you're with
Just
rules.
over next year. Just over the next year, over the next 12
Unless
months.
it's two-legged, is that what Paul's alluding to? Is that
So how much will you be playing during drive now after this?
I've already texted my missus and asked for her to put the dartboard on a fire. Honestly.
The biggest celebration after you lost that game was your producer, Joe.
Well, funny enough,
he was going nuts. You'll see the video later.
Because he's got nothing in his life.
Before I went out, Joe came up to me and he says, "Listen, whatever you do, just do not lose to Goldstein."
Wow.
And that gave me that little bit of encouragement to go, okay, I can't let the team
What
down.
about the sunglasses, Andy, at the start and the walk on?
You should have worn them for playing.
I was. Then at least it looks like, right? I was told I was coming on with Oasis music, so I was thinking, I'll try and style it out. But it doesn't really work when you're coming out to Spandau Ballet Gold, does it? Don't really know who changed that.
No. Well, unlucky, Andy. It does mean that on drive, you boys can just concentrate on the show, doesn't it?
I'll be honest.
True.
And I can show you the text I got from Liam.
Yeah.
He said we've got major problems if you and Bentley, one of you's in the final, can you throw it?
Can you both throw
and I
it?
went, and I text back, Gaffer, I don't want to, but for you, I'll do it.
Oh, yeah.
Chinny, he says Chinny record.
He does, actually.
Congratulations.
Well done, Jermaine.
Thank you.
Well done, Jermaine.
I hope you go on to win it. I genuinely do. And if you get into the final against O'Hara, the whole nation will want you to win it as well.
Fantastic
support. Thank
so
you, guys.
there we are. Natalie Sawyer takes on Jermaine Pennant in the next game. Andy Goldstein, Darren Bent out of the competition. Seismic stuff here with Quick Fit at the Moortown Bell. Still more darts to come. We've got 2 more games to squeeze in before the end of the show. We'll be chatting to the winners and the losers as always, but I think it's the first of the semi-finals coming up next.
talkSPORT traffic.
In West Yorkshire, the M62 is partly blocked eastbound after a collision between junction 27 at Gildersham and 28 for Tingley. In South Yorkshire, the M1 southbound is partly blocked after a breakdown between Sheffield at junction 33 and the M18 turn-off junction 32. And in Staffordshire, the M6 southbound, that's partly blocked for emergency repairs between junction 13 at Stafford South and junction 12 for the A5 at Gailey. I'm Adam Moore.
Wednesday night, it's the Champions League live on talkSPORT.
How about that?
Arsenal versus Monaco.
Oh, what a finish!
Average from 7, kick-off, it's at 8. Wednesday night on talkSPORT.
Ho, ho, ho! 50 games of Christmas! Yes!
Now, talkSPORT can get you into the hottest gig in town, plus an epic cash prize just in time for Christmas. We've got a pair of Oasis Manchester gig tickets to give away, a whopping 10 grand. And we want you to get involved, Andy Jacobs.
Yes, you can win this incredible prize, I believe, by texting the word cash to 83338 and you're in the draw. Once again, to win these tickets and the 10 grand prize, text the word cash to 83338.
Entries cost £2 plus your standard network charges. Free entry available by post. Send your name, email address and contact details including telephone number to Oasis Competition, PO Box 3190, Colchester CO2 HEP. Enter by 11 p.m. December the 16th. You must have bill payer's permission. This is a news broadcasting network competition. Full terms at talksport.com.
Swung it in here. Oh, way through. And Aston Villa have the breakthrough.
Aston Villa are beaten in the Champions League for the first time this season, and maybe their hopes are progressing automatically, not quite as assured.
They do look a little edgy at times, I feel, which kind of reflects some of those results just of late.
Psychologically, and I think physically, it does. It's very demanding. The Champions League is demanding.
Through towards the edge of the penalty area and slots it in off the post. And Leipzig are back on level terms.
Leipzig are showing, with that highly anticipated front three, that they can be a real threat.
Celtic 3, RB Leipzig 1.
You know, they're in an almost irredeemable position at the moment where they've lost 5 out of 5 so far.
This is the competition that just keeps giving. There's always goals in the Champions League.
Yes, 8 o'clock tonight on talkSPORT. Bring your Champions League action. RB Leipzig versus Aston Villa. Former Aston Villa striker and Aston Villa fan has headed out to Germany for the game tonight.
Yeah,
Gabby Agbonlahor joins us now. Hi, Gab.
Good evening, lads. How are we?
Yeah, we're not
good.
so bad. Well, probably better than you. We understand you've had a bit of a wardrobe issue. Yeah, your luggage has stayed in London, so you've had a bit of a spend up in Leipzig.
Yeah, I think my luggage is in South Africa, to be honest, mate. I don't think it's in London. So I've had to go to a couple of shops and buy some Rascal gear.
Oh, good. You're looking $1 million, are you? I'll take it at the moment, Gab.
No, mate. About a couple of pesetas I'm looking, mate, not dollars.
So what about tonight? As I said, looking at that performance the other day, I think they had a bit of Leipzig on their mind. They got the job done, Villa, at the weekend, but Europe is taking its toll to an extent, as you'd imagine, really.
Yeah, it is, and you know, a lot of players are continuing to play a lot of game time. Like Rodgers has had a lot of football, Tielemans, but this is not going to be an easy game tonight. I know Leipzig have lost 5 out of 5, but they've only lost by 1 goal against Atletico Madrid, Juventus, Liverpool, Inter Milan. You know, yes, they lost to Celtic 3-1, but the other 4 games, they've been tight games and tough games. They're in the top 4 position in the Bundesliga. This is a tough game, and I would accept the draw now if you offered it me.
Yeah, I mean, Villa 1 defeat in 5. It's been a good campaign, I think.
No, it's been a very good campaign, and you know, the draw against Juventus was a positive one. You know, try and stay unbeaten after the Bruges defeat, but Leipzig have to win. They have to win their next 3 games to have any possibility of qualifying in the top 24. So they'll be throwing everything at Aston Villa tonight to get that result.
Sorry, Andy?
I was going to say, because the manager was talking about getting Duran and Ollie Watkins into the team. That has proved difficult for him, but he says he might try it tonight.
Yeah, you see the problem though with that, Andy, is when you get two strikers into the team, they don't want to. One of the two strikers don't want to go into number 10 position, so you lose that creativity in that forward line. So I don't see him doing it very often, and definitely not tonight against a very good Leipzig side. I see him playing either Durant or Watkins, not both.
Before we let you go, you played in the darts last year, Gabby. Obviously, you can't today because you're over in Germany watching Villa. But Andy Goldstein out, Darren Ben out. Yeah, Jermaine Pennant has come through. Natalie Sawyer has come through.
I watched both of their games, Andy and Ben C. Ben is a disgrace. Andy Goldstein is, he might as well call him Spursy, bottled it, as he does. So terrible from both of them, and they should hold their head in shame.
Well, look, enjoy the game tonight, Gab. Good to talk to you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, lads. Thank you, guys.
Gabby Agbonlahor there. That is the 8 o'clock game. We've got Girona versus Liverpool for you. That's 6:15 kickoff over on talkSPORT 2. Dinamo Zagreb versus Celtic as well will be going on at the same time, and the guys from 5:45 over on talkSPORT 2, keep you in touch with that. We've even got Leeds Borough for you on talkSPORT 2, big game in the Championship from 8. So a big night of football, but for the next half hour it's darts all the way. The 2 semi-finals coming up very shortly with our good friends at QuickFit of the talkSPORT World Darts Championship.
On DAB, online, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.
talkSPORT News.
First semi-final just moments away, but we should now get the news headlines with Will Hobbs.
Thanks, Paul. Good afternoon. A prolific sex offender has been jailed for 27 years after being found with almost 10,000 illicit images of children. 55-year-old David Andrews from Belfast posed as a teenage boy under 40 different usernames on social media. He's admitted to 130 charges of sexual abuse. Flights at Edinburgh Airport could be affected over Christmas as North Air workers are striking in a row over pay. It's due to happen between December the 18th until January the 6th. The Chancellor insists there won't be a return to austerity as she launches a crackdown on wasteful spending. Rachel Reeves has told Cabinet Ministers they must find at least 5% of savings across their departments. And Gavin and Stacey star Rob Brydon has remained tight-lipped when asked about rumours of a Tom Jones appearance in the final Gavin and Stacey episode.
I can neither confirm nor... I don't know. Well, obviously I would know, wouldn't I? No, you're not gonna get me to fall into a trap. You know, whether I'm in it or not.
That was on the Chris Evans Breakfast Show. Matthew Horn, who plays Gavin, has called the final episode a masterpiece that made him laugh and cry.
Talk Sport with Bostik. If you're looking for a professional grade sealant that offers technologically advanced performance, choose Bostik Pro Sealants.
They're calling it the biggest sporting upset ever. Natalie the Destroyer Sawyer got the better of Darren the Truth Bent at the talkSPORT World Darts Championship. She'll face Jermaine the St. Pennant in the semis. And Neil Harris has quit Millwall over those comments about fans at the weekend. Ben has more at 4.
It's another massive day of football action here on talkSPORT, and Fur is quite literally expected to fly. So let's take a quick look at today's pedigree lineup. At the back, oh, no surprises here. John Terrier.
Best in show football coverage.
And Kyle Walkies.
On the radio station that's the absolute dogs.
Oh, superb tackle.
Fans' best friend.
They've come from behind to lead.
talkSPORT.
Back to you in the studio while I just clean this off my shoe now.
Time for the first of the semi-finals in the talkSPORT World Darts Championship with our good friends at QuickFit, and you can watch it all unfold on the talkSPORT YouTube channel. The final will be at 4:30. We've got a slight change to the rules. It's now 5:01. You don't start on a double, you haven't got end on a double. That's going to happen in the final, so that could go on to about 9 o'clock tonight. But anyway, let's cross to our MC now, because...
And gentlemen, are you ready for the first semi-final of the talkSPORT Darts World Championship? There's a rule change in this round. The contestants have to check out by hitting 2-2, 3-3, 4-4. I'm joking, of course, but are you ready for the first player? He spent the last 2 hours explaining how he won his last game. It's Dean, the storyteller, Saunders. Up against Dino is a man who took the last round far too seriously. It's Jamie, the Chunk O'Hara!
Well, welcome back to the commentary box. Ian Danter here at the Moortown Bell. Paul and Andy still with me. It is master against apprentice. Dean Saunders used to coach Jamie O'Hara in his time as a Wolverhampton Wanderers manager, accused him of complacency as a player, has accused him of complacency as a darts player. Now that comes under the most severe scrutiny possible. It is one leg from 5:01, no double required to win the match. You just finish on the correct score. And Dean, the storyteller Saunders. So I start on 20s. That's number one. Then number two, I go down to 19s. See, that's number two. Then number three, I go for a ball in 25, and then you've got number four. That's back post. That's 18s. That's basically how he's. that's how his mind's going to be working.
We had a clip of the week, Dan, didn't we, last week, of good old Dino trying to explain how to stop Arsenal scoring a set piece.
Yeah, more squares in that penalty box than I've ever had described.
And then he said, and then there's the second phase. We've been going for about 20 minutes.
Marco Silva came on and said, I don't know what he's talking about.
That's right. Mikel Arteta said, could he get a leaflet or something? Could he write that down?
I was doing Match Day Live with him once. He said, can I tell a quick story? And we had goals going in everywhere. It took him 10 minutes. Anyway, we're going from 5:01. We're underway. And well, that's Dean Saunders' first visit, described by Kirk Bevins, the Countdown King, and our PDC match referee. Only 7 scored. O'Hara playing the percentages, looking to the left of the board, and hit a 14 and a 16, down to 4.66. Remember, we're a week away from our coverage beginning of the proper darts at Ali Pally. Yeah. Luke Humphries defending his title in North London at the Palace. So many great players up against him, none of whom say I booked a later train.
Yeah.
It's
Christmas Eve.
Yeah. It's all in handball, don't worry. We've been here before.
Yeah.
I remember last year, treble 5. Was that a treble 20 from O'Hara? It was. Good throw from O'Hara. Saunders from 4.06. O'Hara down on 3.71.
You do get the reassuring thud of the darts in the ball, which you didn't with Andy Goldstein with his sort of foppish darts that barely made the ball.
Apologetic flick into the board. 40 scored from O'Hara, 1 dart out the board, getting a bit enthusiastic there, but it's quite tight here.
Yeah.
Saunders 3.48, O'Hara 3.31. Remember, we're not going to be here all day. In theory, we're not, because they don't have to finish on channel. Thousands tuning in to watch Natalie Sawyer dump Darren the Truth Bent out of the tournament. He's up on drive with Andy Goldstein at 4 o'clock approximately, depending on the results of these semi-finals. Saunders with a 41 visit. Good grouping from Dean Saunders, down to 3.02. O'Hara 3.05. Make that 300 or 280. And he's out the board with his final dart. And the pressure's getting to him, boys. The pressure's getting to O'Hara.
You can see that.
Saunders chewing his tongue, much like he did when he was through on goal half the time. 41 scored.
Dino was like this last year, Dan. He started slowly, just built into the tournament. He's doing it again, I think.
Yeah, he's grinding. He's grinding. That's what I'm doing. What I'm doing is I'm grinding my way through. So.
He is.
I just wear him down. I just tell him that, when I played, you had Mark Hughes, Ian Rush, Craig Bellamy, John Hodgson, Malcolm Allen, and I was better than all of those. O'Hara back in, looking for a treble. I don't think we've had any trebles from Dean yet in this. I know Jamie's hit a treble 20. He's down at 2.11. Jamie O'Hara. Saunders 2.06 less this visit. And that's another good score, 47. Good steady scoring from Dean Saunders.
We're getting there slowly.
We are.
We're working our way down.
1.59 left for Saunders. O'Hara 2.11. Just a one-leg shootout for the right to go into the talkSPORT World.
Have we had one treble 20 yet?
No, I don't think we have.
Shaban hit a treble 20 with her first visit.
Wow.
In that opening game against the Chunk. But the Chunk prevailed in the end. That's why he's here against the Storyteller.
Double top.
Not necessarily what was aimed for, but takes Saunders down to 101. O'Hara, he's disgusted with himself. Hits a single 1 after a 17.
23.
Only 23 scored. So 101 for Dean Saunders.
Wow.
Single 20, single 5,
45
scores. Yeah, it's, again,
better
good grouping.
Yeah.
Now O'Hara can't take out 162. and he's only got 6 so far. I was picking him up then, and I've done myself a disservice.
There's so many opportunities for Kirk Bevins to say 7, but he's never going to use that on the PDC because no one ever gets 7.
No one ever does. Dean Saunders wants 56 for a place in the final. He's bust, he's hit treble 19. He's hit 57 with 1 dart, the Pilchard. And so Jamie O'Hara from 136 hits 25 and then 8. 49. Ends up with a 49, so he's less than 100 now, Jamie O'Hara. 87 left. Saunders wants 56 again. This time he hits treble 4. That's 42. 14 left. Single 14. Oh, he's hit 11. 3 left for the match. Goes to the bottom of the board. Oh, and he's out the board. Chance gone. O'Hara's in for 87. Oh, well, I say he's in. Oh, he's hit bullseye. So he's straight down to 37. He's hit 12, 25. If he hits 25, the outer ring of the bull, he's done it. Oh, and he's only just won. He's hit 20. He's got 5 left, boys.
Oh, this is so close.
3 per leg.
3. Tense.
And he's got it. Dean Saunders, the storyteller. Last year's talkSPORT World Darts champion gets the job done by hitting single 3. And Jamie O'Hara, close but no cigar. That'll be a popular victory in the Cundy household and the Goldstein household.
Yes.
But the fact of the matter is, boys, the reigning champions through to the final.
He was the better player, I think, Dan.
Yes.
It's just he made much harder work of it than he should have done.
Best game of the afternoon, I thought. So
yeah, it was a good game. Got tense at the end, but Dino, like all good pros, took the tension out of it.
Consistent darts, consistent grouping, and as you say, he's growing into this tournament. He's definitely the favourite for the final, whoever gets through in the other semi.
Well, the next semi is moments away. Natalie the Destroyer Sawyer versus Jermaine, what's his nickname?
Pennant.
The Saints. Oh, yeah, that's right. So there we are, the second semi-final coming up with our very good friends at QuickFit. We are, of course, here with our good friends at Toolstation and the Toolstation Club, the brand new loyalty programme. Get you 5% of every order, 18 plus, T's and C's apply.
talkSPORT traffic.
Essex, the M25 is partly blocked clockwise after a collision near junction 26 for Waltham Abbey, with queues back to junction 25 at Enfield. In the West Midlands, the M5 northbound is partly blocked by a broken down lorry just by the turn-off for the M6. And in Staffordshire, the M6 southbound is partly blocked for emergency repairs between Stafford South at junction 13 and the turn-off for Gailey in the A5 at junction 12. I'm Adam Moore.
Thursday night, the Europa League live on talkSPORT 2. High intensity, expressive football.
And that settles it.
Prism versus Manchester United. Coverage from 5:30. Kick-off 5:45.
An absolute corker.
Thursday night on talkSPORT 2. No one else brings you more.
Here we go then. Second of the semi-finals. It is Jermaine the St. Pennant, Natalie the Destroyer Sawyer. Let's go straight to our MC, Mr. Ollie Klink. Ollie.
Ladies and gentlemen, are we ready for the second semi-final? We have up first the shock of the round, the plucky underdog, the nation's sweetheart. It's Natalie the Destroyer Sawyer. And the rain in Spain falls mainly on Jermaine because he's still looking for his car. Natalie's opponent, it's Jermaine, the Saint Pennant. Good luck, mate.
Well, a few ill-mannered boos there for Jermaine Pennant as he came on. Clearly the nation's sweetheart, as Ollie Klink just described, Natalie Sawyer, appears to have turned the crowd somewhat against Jermaine Pennant. They're just going through their practice routines. Ian Danter here in the commentary box. So we already know one of the finalists. It is almost inevitably Dean Saunders into the final to defend the crown that he won last year. But we have Jermaine Pennant and Natalie Sawyer just throwing their last few practice starts under the watchful gaze of our referee, Kurt Bevins, who will shortly be heading across, like the rest of us, to Ali Pali.
It's true what you say, Dance, about Dino. He's a grinder. He's not on grinder. We might be, I don't know.
I don't know.
But he is a grinder.
I'm on everything.
Isn't he?
I'm on it, and I win at everything. Apart from management.
Yeah. Oh dear.
But anyway, we are ready for the off. 5:01 again. Down to a finish. You don't have to finish on a double. Sawyer whipping up the locals.
Working the crowd, Natalie.
And we are underway. Natalie Sawyer has the honour and will get underway. A 25 in that throw. Just to put Jermaine under a little bit of pressure. But 4.65 is her total. Jermaine looking down at the eights.
Yeah.
And only scores 11 and 2 single eights.
Good way to start, I think, when you got 5:01. Just keep hitting eights.
Yeah.
Just eights all the way.
I've heard Phil Taylor say it many times. Yeah. It's a mantra of his. We just never really broadcast it that much. Sawyer down to 4.42. Jermaine Pennant looking rock steady on those legs that no longer have an electronic tag around one of them. I remember him playing for Birmingham with that thing around his sock. I've never seen the like. dropped in there. How about that?
Oh.
And she's cherished that. She might just never use that dart again.
Wow.
Just to get herself down to 3-6-3. And that's just put a little cat amongst the pigeons there to give Jermaine Pennant something to worry about. So Sawyer 3-6-3, Pennant 4-10. This is a very poor start from Jermaine Pennant. Can Natalie Sawyer take advantage?
Natalie just had a look at her score. I mean, considering she was on 3-6-3, she's confident, clearly.
Yes, I think that.
Wondering if she's on a checkout yet.
Well, she'll be looking across at Jermaine's score, I'm sure, and just making sure that she stays ahead of her opponent.
Still ahead.
Yeah.
3-4-3 place 3-6-8. Coming down from 5-0-1. They don't need to finish on a double treble 12.
Hello.
And treble 4, I think.
Wow, not so bad.
Natalie Sawyer. Very impressive from the Destroyer. 285 her total now. Pennant's going down for the 19s. That didn't work for Goldstein. And he's got a couple of 19s there as Jermaine Pennant, so he's done better than Andy did going down there, but 3-2-7 only. So Natalie, boys, is maintaining her advantage. Although single one, the flight comes out of the dart.
16.
Only 16 scored. So Jermaine has a chance to get back within range. 3-2-7 less this visit. Natalie Sawyer 2-7-9. Again, he's looking down at the 19s at the bottom of the board. And again, hits 2 of those, but a single 3 as well. He's eating into that lead, boys. He's eating into it.
Yes.
But the...
she needs a big score, Dan, so I think, just to pull away again. Good start.
I know. I mean...
Problem with the flights.
Problem with the flights again. She had that before. Again, Kirk Bevins
It's got a split dart there, I think. Something's gone wrong.
Well, there might be a problem there. And Kirk is trying to fix it. He's never had to do this on stage for Luke Humphreys or Gary Anderson, but this is the talkSPORT World Darts Championship. Things happen differently here.
She's got to throw her other dart twice by looking at why he tries to fix it.
Oh, no, he's fixed it.
Oh, okay.
We're back to normal. Don't worry, drive will still happen at 4 o'clock.
Though, that's the thing.
So Natalie back in from 2-6-9. 7-20. Oh my goodness, 2 treble 20s. The crowd goes wild. 185 left for Natalie Sawyer. And now Jermaine Pennant is chewing his gum more furiously. It's like Sir Alex Ferguson when United are under the pump.
Look at this.
Well, Brentford invincible at home. Is Natalie Sawyer going to be invincible elsewhere in London? She's come down from 185 to 157. Pennant back on 229. Make that 210. He's staying on the 19s. And 3-9. That's a really good throw from Jermaine Pennant. 57. Good scoring to get down to 172. 157 is an outshot, but again, I wouldn't really tell Natalie that. It wouldn't make a grand deal of difference. And she hits a single 20 in there, but that treble she hit before completely wound everyone up. 114 left for Sawyer. Pennant 172, staying on those 19s. And this time he hit just 2 19s in that visit. So he's getting closer to Natalie Sawyer's total with that, but we're getting down to the wire here. And they don't want anything bouncing off the wire. 1-1-4 for Natalie. Single 20 and a 1. And almost a treble. 41 scored. She's getting her iron, boys. She's getting this.
Yeah, I was just about to say that, Dan. Yeah, she's finding those doubles and stuff. Looking good.
Jermaine staying down the bottom of what? Treble 19 hits. With a single 19 and 16. That makes a difference. 73 required for Natalie Sawyer.
Jermaine staring out the crowd and all because he's getting some clog.
So Sawyer from 73, make that 72.
50.
25 scored.
Puts her on 48, does it?
39 for Jermaine Pennant.
48, yeah.
He wants 30. He's talking to the gallery. He's looking at the board that says 1-1-2. It's 39. Trust Kirk Bevins, mate. He's the one that scored in a World Championship final. I'd go with his word. 39 required. He's hit 20. 19 left for Jermaine Pennant. He's hit enough of these so far. Oh, he's busted score. He hit treble 19. He's busted. So Natalie Sawyer once again has a chance to steal the leg and march into the final. 48 required for the Destroyer. I can do this, she says. Settles on the Yoki. Sawyer is the champ. She nearly got it with one dart. She hit single 7. If she hit treble 16, she'd have done it. Single 7 leaves her on 41. And then single 3.
Oh.
So what's she got left? She's got 38 left. Double 19 would do it. Well, she went for it and wasn't that far away. So 38 left, but Jermaine Pennant back in for 39. Hits the 20. Single 19. Oh, he's hit 7. So 12 will give him the leg. He's got one dart in his hand at single 12, and he's missed it, and he's bossed again. He hit 14. Sawyer's in again, boys. Sawyer is in again.
Dramatic stuff, this.
38 required for the Destroyer. She's hit 20. 18 left for the leg for Natalie Sawyer. Out the board, one dart left. Can she hit it? Oh, score next door. She's down to 14 left, but Jermaine Pennant wants 39 again. Hits the 20, now 19. Gets it! And Jermaine Pennant, right at the death, snatches the leg with 39. He was not to be denied. Natalie Sawyer worked so hard and was so close. She was within one dart of making it to the final, but missed single 18. And it is Jermaine Pennant against Dean Saunders to come in the final at 4:30, fellas.
Thank you, Dan. Top work, mate. Enjoyed it as always.
How close was that with that?
What a great game.
4 next door, as Dan said.
Dan will be sticking around to commentate on the final, of course. Ollie Klink will be your MC. Kirk Bevins will be calling it once again. So thanks to everybody here. It's made it happen this afternoon. It's been a lot of fun. Final still to come, of course, between Dean Saunders and Jermaine Pennant. We'll see you tomorrow, myself and Charlie, from 1 o'clock. Thanks everybody at Quick Fit for getting behind this year's World Darts Championship, talkSPORT Darts Championship, of course. And we'll catch up with you tomorrow. Coming up next, Andy Goldstein, Darren Bent, not needed in the final clearly, can comfortably bring you drive. Have a good evening.
On DAB, online, and on your smart speaker.
Home of the Festive 50. 50 games of football this December.
talkSPORT.
Good afternoon, everyone. Of course, 4 o'clock means one thing. It's drive time with the two losers, Andy Goldstein and Darren Bent. We are, of course, taking over from H&J. We will continue our coverage of the talkSPORT Darts World Championship. We are at the Moor Town Bell. We are near St Catherine's Dock, and in our show, we will bring you the final. Jermaine Pennant, of course, beat me, very fortunate, and defending champion Dean Saunders, both in action. All of that and loads more is coming up. First, over with the sport. Here's someone that looks like he should be a darts player, but he's not. It's Ben Fletcher.
talkSPORT Sports Update with Trust a Trader. Find top-notch tradespeople in your area, all who pass the Trust a Trader 15-point assessment.
talkSPORT.
Yeah, I wasn't invited, but that's between me and Management Max. Good afternoon. You join us live from the talkSPORT World Darts Championships. Defending champion Dean Storyteller Saunders is on course to defend his title, having beaten Jason One-Ball-Cundy and the maligned Jamie the Chunk O'Hara on the way to the final. The former Weymouth manager will face Jermaine the Saint Pennant after his last gasp win over Natalie the Destroyer Sawyer. Stay with us on talkSPORT or the talkSPORT YouTube channel for the final coming up very shortly. A tale of two managers at the London Stadium last night, but talkSPORT understands Julian Lopetegui has bought himself a bit of time with that win. Anything but a winning run could see the patience of the Hammers hierarchy run out quite quickly, though. West Ham go to Bournemouth on Monday night live on talkSPORT. As for Gary O'Neill, the pressure has ratcheted up on him a notch, but talkSPORT understands he will be in place for the weekend's meeting with Ipswich. talkSPORT's chief football correspondent Alex Crook reckons that might have more to do with the fact that Wolves don't have a replacement lined up, rather than a nod to O'Neill's job security. It's the Championship, where Neil Harris has stepped down as Millwall manager after the weekend's Thickos controversy. He'll remain in charge for tomorrow's Championship meeting with Sheffield United, Sunday's trip to Middlesbrough as well, before leaving the New Den. Elsewhere today, former Premier League ref Keith Hackett's told talkSPORT that David Coote's saga has made life much more difficult for grassroots officials. The former PGMOL chief has rubbished suggestions of corruption in English refereeing. And a reminder, we have a Champions League double across the talkSPORT network tonight. Liverpool's trip to Girona live on talkSPORT 2 at 5:45. That followed by Villa away to Leipzig at 8. And for the benefit of the listener who texted HR this afternoon, yes, we'll be keeping an eye on the Celtic game as well.
talkSPORT News.
A sex offender who abused nearly 50 children via Snapchat has been jailed for 27 years, and flights at Edinburgh Airport could be affected over Christmas as North Air workers are striking in a row over pay.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. We're focused on the road ahead with over 400 EV trained centres. Find your local EV trained centre at quickfit.com so you can drive away happy every time.
Cloudy in England and Wales with showers dying out to the south coast. Dry and clear skies in Northern Ireland and in Scotland.
On 1089 and 1053 medium wave, on your mobile and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT Drive.
Hot wheeling sport across the nation.
A tower of sporting power in the afternoon. talkSPORT Drive.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Drive. We're live from the talkSPORT Darts World Championship in partnership with QuickFit. Drive away happy every time. And by jingo, have we got a show for you this afternoon. We'll look ahead to this evening's Champions League action. Live on the talkSPORT network, including Liverpool's clash with Girona and Leipzig against Aston Villa. We'll head over to Germany and speak to the superstar that is Gabby Agbon-Lahore ahead of tonight's game. And we'll take a look at the future of Gary O'Neill as Wolves lose again. And on top of that, we'll be asking whether Jared Bowen could start for a Champions League side. All of that and loads more, including the final of the talkSPORT Darts World Championship. It's right here and it's live on Drive.
On 1089 and 1053 medium wave, on DAB, online and on your smart speaker. The Sports Bar on talkSPORT.
All right, fans, here we go with the main event of the evening.
Has anyone seen Andy Goldstein? Has anyone seen Darren Bent? Has
Has anyone seen the beach ball goal? Has anyone seen Andy's undyed Barnett? Benny's here for corner. Theo Walcott, the under-15s victory shield. Left B with no mirror. Can you me left B with no mirror? Can you me left B with no mirror? Your boys to one hell of a beating by Jingo, by Jingo, by Jingo, by Jingo, by Jingo. Your boys to one hell of a beating. 3 hours of playing darts in the green room before prepping. Your boys to one hell of a beating. No Googling. No Googling! No Googling! Right, to be fair, David Lloyd and Chigwell, Soccer Max Rushton, One Word Billy, the 2006 World Cup. You're going to win a hell of a beating. Robbie Williams' new film, Mark Goldbridge, Marcus Bent, The Boot Room, Drive Time Boys, Drive Time Boys, Drive Time Boys. You took one hell of a beating.
Can I just point out that a lot of people will be unaware the Sports Bar is still on. That's Jason Cundy from the Sports Bar. Wow, what a start that is. How are you, Jason Cundy?
I can't believe he's doing that after you had the chance to kind of look at Dean Saunders.
To be fair, if people are joining us late, hello, good afternoon. We are live from the Moortown Bell. It's a wonderful pub. We're in the shadow of the Tower of London. And all afternoon since 1 o'clock when H&J came on air, we began the talkSPORT World Darts Championship. Myself and Bentley fancied our chances. Bentley was favourite in some people's eyes.
No,
in my eyes, I was favourite. We both lost in the first round. I lost to Jermaine Pennant. Bentley lost to a girl.
Well,
Bentley lost to Natalie Sawyer, who, by her own accord, has never picked up a dart in her life.
That's a lie.
And you play 2 or 3 hours a night.
Why do you keep saying that? It's a lie.
And
hold on, you two.
I would say that's one of the greatest sporting upsets of all time.
I tell you what.
No, I genuinely would.
But she had the chance to finish off Pennant as well. She missed the double.
Don't matter.
Missed the number.
Hold on, you two. Honestly, I've never known two people to take something so seriously that means so little.
I know, I mean,
you two, your own darts. No, I've seen you.
I just love the game.
I've seen you, honestly. You know what you did? You shamed Drive. you disgraced Drive.
Can I just say, I don't mind you having a pop at all the things you said, right? Never go for my Barnet.
No, the Barnet. Right? Went for the Barnet.
Was it undyed what? Undyed hair?
Undyed Barnet.
Wait, so
undyed.
Look, he's 58. He's not got one grey hair. You do the math. Jeez. Just for men on the Sports Bar.
Boys.
It's been a wonderful afternoon so far, and we've still got the final to come.
Yes. Do you know what? We do this so well. These events, it's just amazing. Everyone from talkSPORT, the great and the good of talkSPORT, from management, right through to the production, everyone. We do this well.
Yeah, we do.
Honestly, it's been laugh a minute.
It has been
laugh a minute.
Do you know, Jace, let me ask you a question. Who was you more
hurting so much?
Who was you more happy that went out? Me or Andy? Be honest.
Goldstein.
Okay, I'll ask a question. No, that's fine. Because you feel threatened by me, that's absolutely fine. Let me ask you a question. Which defeat is more embarrassing?
Remember the world we live in now?
No, someone against someone. Irrelevant of sex here. I'm talking about. Mate, if you give the right answer, you never know. I'm talking about someone that's never played darts by her own accord.
That she has.
It's just a great day. You know what's winning?
We're both losers.
Do you know what? Darts is the winner.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just happy to see the Drive Time boys out.
I know you are.
Why is everyone against us?
Do you know why?
Hold on, Sports Bar's out.
No, hold on.
Oh, yeah, they are.
No, hold on. Right. I come and see you boys. I'm always in at 7. You two throwing the darts.
What time are you getting in?
Bigging yourselves up. Doing it honestly, so funny to see you both get knocked down.
I nearly had.
So funny.
I never had a chance, right?
I booed you, by the way.
Of course, I expect that.
Yeah, booed you.
I never had a chance, but.
You did have a chance.
No, I didn't have one shot at an out. Yeah, he kept getting trebles.
Bring your average up, and you'll come down quicker.
Let's talk about you.
Hold on, you two can't have a. Bring your average up.
You as well,
yours will go down with Hereford beating Newcastle, with Wimbledon beating Liverpool. It will, mate. With Greece winning the Euros.
No, of course not.
Benny, I have to say, mate.
I had Natalie as a favourite.
Let him speak.
No, Benny, I have to say, I felt for you, mate.
I did. I'm not going to lie to you. I had Natalie as a favourite.
No.
Going into it, a lot of people had said to me, Natalie, trust me.
But you're there 6 hours every day.
Yeah, but I'm working other stuff.
Honestly,
I'm working on my form.
You talk the biggest load of you know what. You pick yourselves up.
Tell our listening millions and Cundy who texts you as soon as you come off.
What?
Your darts coach.
Yeah, my darts. No, he didn't.
What?
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Yes.
No, he didn't.
He did. His darts coach.
Is it Daddy Ben?
No.
He's got a darts coach.
Someone that I know who plays darts. Who messaged you? Luke Humphreys, champion of the world.
Yeah, just said what went wrong.
You too.
And I just replied, I hate darts.
Yeah.
It's overrated, the sport.
So good watching Drive get knocked out.
Why is that? Why?
Nasty.
Do you know what?
No,
I think it's.
I booed you. I didn't boo you. I booed you.
I think it's your fault.
Sorry, that's something you're proud of, is it?
No, I booed you. Boo!
We have got a final on our hands, which is coming up imminently.
Boys, have a good show.
Well, hold on. Answer the question. Don't speak to them. I'm in charge, Randy. You know that. Jay, you're with us till 7, right? I'm telling you.
Jeez.
We've got a final coming up, and it's Jermaine Pennant against defending champion Dean Saunders.
Yep.
Now, out of the two, I think Dean Saunders, although in his semi-final, when things started getting going and he looked like he was getting his aim in, he looked okay. But he hasn't impressed me like a champion
He's
should.
been terrible, mate. I should have looked him out.
Yeah, but he's still finding.
I should have looked at
We should talk about that.
He was terrible.
Him, 9 darts on the 3 to knock Dean out.
Do you know what, right?
Oh, yeah.
Here's the thing. The last time I picked up a dart was the last time we were here. I don't play darts. I don't practice like you two.
Yeah, man, I don't play darts either.
No, you do. You do, Benji.
You do, Benny, come on.
You got your own case. It's
I've got a nice ring as well around my dartboard.
I bet you.
Filthy pig. No, it was like a hip flask, yours.
It is.
It's like a hip flask.
It is. He comes with a little
I thought
pouch.
he was going to come a little...
Yeah, a little pouch.
It might double up.
He needs a drink after that.
Dean Saunders ain't winning this. He ain't been good enough, mate.
Yeah.
Well,
no, he's not.
Now you say that.
He's not been good enough.
Here's the big difference between the quarterfinals and the semi. The winner must finish on a double.
Yeah.
Now, we've not seen that so far in the quarters and the semi. If you need 19, you hit 19, boom, you're done. Now you need a double, proper dart rules.
That
changes it.
That's Dean Saunders up. Because even if Pennant gets down a lot quicker than Dean does, can Pennant take out a double? With Dino, I think he can.
I pooed myself. When it comes to finding that, I just couldn't find it, mate. I couldn't find the 3. I was on the 3.
Were you playing in this?
I could... Mate,
Were you in it?
I should have beaten him.
You got beat in the pre-game, didn't you?
I was cheering you on as well. I was screaming, come on, Tunde!
Were you?
Yeah.
I'm glad you weren't like that.
Jay, listen, I understand that you're on air a bit later on, is that right?
I am.
What time are we?
Nuts.
We're about 20 minutes from talkSPORT Towers. What time are you leaving here? You're on air at 10.
Half 9. Half 9.
Who do you think will win the final? It's coming up in a moment. Who do you think will win it?
I'm going to go Pennant, you know. Pennant's got a strategy where he goes down towards
19.
Yeah, and there's bigger numbers down there, and he try. I know. I don't.
That's usually me. That.
He's talking like he's like Phil Taylor. Bigger numbers down there.
I was on a 4. I didn't know where a 4 was. I had to ask someone. I think you might have answered.
You asked the cabbie outside. That was.
Where is it? Where's the 4 on the board?
Jay, it's always a pleasure seeing you.
Cheers, boys. Have a good show.
How's that contract with Just for Men coming along? Is it all right?
Yeah,
doing well?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, mate, don't worry about that.
Me and Benty are going to have a quick break. When we come back, we'll be building up to live coverage of the final of the talkSPORT World Darts Championship. It's between the defending champion, Dean Saunders, and a man that knows exactly what it's like to lose in a final, Jermaine Pennant. We'll see you right after this. Stay where you are.
talkSPORT traffic.
In Buckinghamshire, the M40 southbound is partly blocked by a vehicle on fire between Junction 4 at High Wycombe and Junction 2 for Beaconsfield. In Kent, the M25 is queuing anti-clockwise after a breakdown in the Dartford tunnels. And in Staffordshire, the M6 southbound is partly blocked for emergency repairs, and they're between Junction 13 for Stafford South and Junction 12 for Gailey and the A5. I'm Adam Moore.
Tuesday night, 24-carat goals.
He's gone straight in! Live Championship football.
On talkSPORT 2.
And it's an absolute cracker. Leeds versus Middlesbrough.
Coverage from 7, kick-off 8 p.m.
They've got a goal!
Tuesday night on talkSPORT 2.
You listen to Drive on talkSPORT, me, Andy Goldstein, Darren Benton, Motorpoint. Check out hundreds of nearly new Audis, BMWs and Kias online in store now. If you're joining us late, where have you been? And secondly, more importantly, we're coming to you live from the talkSPORT Darts World Championship. We're at the Moortown Bell. We're near St Catherine's Dock in the shadow of the Tower of London. And we'll be bringing you the talkSPORT Darts World Final in the next 8 or 9 minutes. It's between defending champion Dean Saunders and Jermaine Pennant, who annoyingly beat me in the first round. Just quickly, Millwall manager Neil Harris is set to leave the Championship club. Former Man United assistant manager Mike Phelan has now joined Wayne Rooney at struggling Plymouth. And in case you missed the action from the talkSPORT Darts World Championship so far, here's a reminder of exactly what happened.
Let the games begin.
Another 20 and he's taken the leg. And he's got it! Dean Saunders, the reigning champion, takes out 45, is seen off. Has anyone seen Jason? He's making his way to the exit.
Couldn't find the 3. I had about 9 darts at 3.
It's Jamie, the Chunk O'Hara!
Well, I've never heard a player booed before a talkSPORT dart tournament like Jamie O'Hara. 13 for the leg for Jamie O'Hara, and he's got it! The Chunk takes out 48! Truth. Darren Bent.
Where's he going?
Nowhere near. Don't know what he's doing. Where is he going?
What he needs?
He doesn't know what he's going.
He's going for the wrong
He's
score.
gone for the wrong score. 3 again for Natalie Sawyer to win the leg. She's got it! Darren Bent is out! He's done it! 11. Jermaine Pennant has made light work of Goldstein.
Whatever you do, just do not lose to Goldstein.
Wow. Usually the best man wins, but in this case...
And it is Jermaine Pennant against Dean Saunders to come in the final.
And we will be seeing defending champion Dean Saunders up against Jermaine Pennant in that final in just over 10 minutes' time. So stick around for that. It says here, Benny, discuss briefly. You and I really haven't talked about us.
Yeah.
It's just Jason Cundy. Pardon?
We let the side
Let's
down.
talk about your game first. You lost to Natalie Sawyer.
Yeah, fair. You know, I felt really good getting down. I had a bit of a gap, so I thought, I'll take this out easy. But it's one of those things where I wouldn't say I panicked, right? But all of a sudden, I just weren't throwing like I would usually throw. And fair play to Natalie. She done what she needed to do because she had the opportunity to beat Pennant with the same, and she didn't. But in my game, she did. So.
Are you gutted?
Yeah. Yeah, gutted. I mean, listen, I still love the game of darts. I will still play it all the time.
You know, it was one of those moments where you didn't want to be a part of that.
No, you didn't.
But if you're watching it like I was, and the thousands of people in here,
you wanted it to happen.
I didn't want you to lose. But when it happened, I was like, this is what talkSPORT darts is all about, right?
Exactly.
The upset, because she wasn't fancied.
No, I'll tell you now though. Next year though, tell you.
Are you going to keep
all year? If Wayne, if you're listening, darts coach.
Yeah.
Wayne, if you're listening, I'm going to be there 3 or 4 times a week. All right.
But it's all about going to the hockey and doing it under pressure. See, when I lost, I didn't feel any pressure, right? Genuinely, I don't ever feel pressure when I'm when I went to America. I just wasn't good enough to beat these players. I just didn't have a chance to get out. He was.
But remember, what I kept saying to you in the week.
Oh, here we go. Look.
No, but I keep saying to you in the week, right? It's not about the check, because one of your strengths are when we play is the double finish.
Yeah.
Right. You're really good at that. But I said it's not about that because it's basically a sprint to the finish. It's a sprint to the finish line. And you kept saying, no, it's not about that. And I kept saying to you, if your average is 60, no one's beating you. Because you're getting down that quickly.
No, but when we played yesterday, I was amazing.
Yeah, but double again.
Well, someone needs to change the rules, so you and I have got a chance. That's usually how it works.
No, listen, next year, drive, we'll be back.
Wait till next year.
Well, I told you, honestly, this next year coming up, I'm going to hammer it. Also, honestly, I hope he's listening as well. Where's my message from Luke Humphreys? He's messaging you. You're Littler's your guy.
Although he did say, let me just read it one out, right? I didn't tell you this.
When I see him next, I'm going to say, what are you messaging him for?
This is what he just texted me, right? So he said what happened, and I sent him back an emoji of, not a GIF, of just an angry man turning the table over in the... He put... Hold on, not that one, that's from my daughter. He put, frustrating game, isn't it? I was hoping for a Benty and you semi-final.
See, but why is he messaging you? He's my guy.
Hold on.
Littler is
you
your
are
guy.
my favourite one out of the two,
no,
don't
honestly. Hope Littler wins now.
Oh my!
I don't really.
You can't say.
No, listen, I don't really.
Back to the darts in about 7 minutes time for the final. Let's return to football. Last night in the Premier League, Wolves were beaten 2-1 by West Ham. It was live on talkSPORT. Gary O'Neill's side remained second bottom in the league after 3 straight defeats. The Wolves boss spoke to the media after the game. Gave us a strong response when asked about being under pressure. He said it's been a tough period for the club, losing so many players.
Managed to get 39 points in the Premier League under Julian. Since that moment, we've sold £200 million worth of players. So if you start at 39 and you lose £200 million worth of players, it's going to be tough. And basically every pundit that I saw last season had us to get relegated. And we were nowhere near relegation. We were a hair away from getting to a FA Cup semi-final. We went away to Stamford Bridge and scored 4 and 1 to Tottenham, 1. Beat Man City, beat Tottenham and Chelsea at home. Some incredible performances. And I definitely haven't become a worse coach overnight. I'm definitely better now than I was then.
Do you feel sorry for Gary O'Neill?
I do. And do you know what? It was a really interesting discussion I heard this morning. I think the boys on breakfast got Mick McCarthy on. And he made a really good point, but I don't know why we say it. He said something like, we always say that, but the decisions will even themselves out throughout the course of the season. And Mick McCarthy said as a manager, that's rubbish. And do you know what? When you think about it, he's right, because Wolves have been on the end of so many decisions that have gone against them, not even start of this season, last season, and it doesn't swing back around in circles because they're not getting those decisions. But
I heard that interview, and he said the bigger teams without a doubt get the favoured decisions. You know what? I didn't used to think that was the case, but I mean, that was a penalty last night for me, right?
100% stonewall, and this is the thing, and I feel for Gary. Yes, there's been times where I thought maybe the team selection, the way that they're playing. A prime example of that was Bournemouth, which I did for talkSPORT, where they kept trying to play out from the back, and Bournemouth knew that and just kept pressing them, kept winning the ball back up high. But I do think he's a really good coach, Gary O'Neill. I think he's done a lot of good, a lot of good for Wolves. But it's one of those situations, unfortunately, where Wolves find themselves in the bottom 3, and the owners are thinking, yeah, we know you've done really well for us, but we want to stay in the division. And again, you're looking at the bottom of the Premier League division, and it pains me to say it, like it really does, because obviously you know how much Ipswich mean to me. But when you start looking at teams who can go down, there's not a lot of options where you go, yeah, they'll get nailed on, because Wolves are finding themselves cut adrift a little bit. They're 4 points off of. There's a gap there now. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's Wolves' next game, right? Ipswich. It looks like he's going to be in charge for that. I mean, is that do or die, do you think, for him?
Yeah, I think if they get beaten that fixture there, I mean, no, their next 2, Andy, Ipswich and then Leicester. That's their next 2. And then they'll probably get 3 points in the next one because they've got United at home. But Leicester and Ipswich.
Wolves' next game is who?
Ipswich.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, yeah.
Then Leicester.
Okay.
And Leicester's down as well. If you've got any aspirations of staying up or getting a bit of momentum or getting the fans on your side, you have to win both of those games. And if you don't beat Ipswich, which I hope they don't, they're not staying up. They won't. Okay. They're not that they won't stay up. Gary O'Neill won't survive.
Okay. We'll park football there for a moment. We'll come back. Who's behind you? Bennett Goldstein at Butlers. Is that Rufus? Behind. Rufus has got a quick look at him. If ever I've seen Rufus at home in an outfit, it's the one of a mechanic that's just about to change the oil on a car. When we come back, if you have plans for the next 20 minutes, cancel them. If you're just about to get out of the car, stay there, or get out quickly and run into the kitchen and turn the radio on, because when we come back, we will be bringing to you live the final of this year's talkSPORT World Darts Championship between defending champion Dean Saunders and Jermaine Pennant. It's all live. It happens right here after this break. Do not go anywhere.
on 1089 and 1053 medium wave. Online, on your mobile and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.
talkSPORT. News.
Good afternoon. Here are your news headlines. A sex offender who posed as teenage boys to target girls across the UK on social media has been jailed for 27 years. 55-year-old David John Andrews from Belfast used Snapchat and Instagram to befriend 47 children. Nearly 10,000 illicit images were found on his devices. Jay-Z's reportedly asked for his accuser's identity to be revealed or for the case to be dismissed. The rapper strongly denies allegations of sexually assaulting a 13-year-old in New York in 2000. Flights involving Edinburgh Airport could well be disrupted this Christmas. Staff strikes over pay have been planned from December the 18th until January the 6th. And a Tom Jones appearance and the death of Uncle Bryn. Rob Brydon wouldn't respond to any speculations about the final episode of Gavin and Stacey coming this Christmas. He was asked whether his technology-loving character will be playing around with AI in the episode.
I think Bryn would be a bit scared of ChatGPT, as I am. I find it mind-boggling, the thought of what that stuff can do. You can put anything in, Gav, and I mean anything.
The full Rob Brydon interview is available via the talkSPORT app on Virgin Radio Catch-Up. Go to the Chris Evans Breakfast Show.
Talk Sport with Bostik. If you need a professional grade sealant with high mold resistance, easy tooling and minimal shrinkage, choose Bostik Pro Sealants.
Stay with us on talkSPORT for our World Championship Darts final. Jermaine the Saint Pennant versus the title-defending Dean Storyteller Saunders. And after that, we've got a Champions League commentary double tonight across the network. Ben's back at 5.
Hi, it's Jeff Stelling here. It's a week crammed full of magnificent midweek football on talkSPORT and talkSPORT 2. It is in! It's a Tuesday night triple. From 5:45, Girona face Liverpool in the Champions League, live on talkSPORT 2.
He shoots, it's got in!
Then from 8, we have 2 terrific games at the same time. Leipzig take on Aston Villa in the Champions League on talkSPORT. And Leeds duke it out with Middlesbrough in the Championship on talkSPORT 2.
Fantastic goal!
It's another massive midweek mega hit of live football, part of the festive 50 on talkSPORT and talkSPORT
2. This is it. This is the moment we've all been waiting for 12 months. You listen to Drive on talkSPORT. It's me, Andy Goldstein, Darren Bent alongside. We're live from the talkSPORT Darts World Championship in partnership with QuickFit. Drive away happy every time. Still to come on our show, we're discussing just how good Jarrod Bowen is for West Ham. Now, though, it's the time, the moment that we have all been waiting for. It's time for the talkSPORT Darts final, and it's between Jermaine the Saint Pennant and defending champion Dean the Storyteller Saunders. Let's hand over now for the very last time to talkSPORT's Ollie Klink and a very, very, very special guest to introduce the finalists.
Ladies and gentlemen, and the millions watching around the world, are you ready for the grand final of the talkSPORT World Darts Championship? We are ready to go, but it wouldn't be the big one without a special man to introduce it. So, please welcome your host for the grand final. It's Ali, the MC, McKay!
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Moortown Bell. Thank you very, very much. First, I'd like to pay a very, very big thank you to my able-bodied substitute this evening, Ollie Klink. Now, come on, well done to Ollie. Fantastic effort. Before we get any further, ladies and gentlemen, I have to say to you, what a tournament I'm having. O'Hara, out. Goldstein, out. Bent, out. Cundy, out. Tonight's crook, not invited. Marvellous. What an afternoon we're having here at the Milltown Bell. Now, first up, who wrote this? Right, who wrote this? First up, he gave Jason Cundy one hell of a beating. He took the chump to the cleaners. He is the defending champion. It's Dean, the storyteller Saunders! Dino! Marvellous, Dino! And the man that is playing Dean, the storyteller even, Saunders. We all thought he was here to make up the numbers. We thought he had no chance, but he blew away the Gale Force Goldstein. He got past the plucky underdog Natalie Sawyer. He's on a highway to heaven. He is Jermaine the St. Pennant!
So, we are almost ready to go. Ian Danter here in the commentary box, waiting for the final between Dean Saunders and Jermaine Pennant, who are going to throw some practice darts under the watchful gaze of Kurt Bevins. McCoy's still babbling away about nothing and everything in particular. Great to see the big man here, but it is all about whether Dean Saunders can retain the talkSPORT World Championship up against a new challenger. Because in last year's final, you might remember, if you were with us, it was Darren Bent who was eventually seen off by the storyteller, but it is Jermaine Pennant who got through both rounds. He beat Gale Force Goldstein in the quarters, and then Natalie Sawyer in a tense semi-final. Jermaine. Dean Saunders made light work of Jason Cundy in the quarters, and then got through against his former player when he was coach at Wolves, Jamie O'Hara, in the semi-finals. They're just done with their practice darts. So it is 5:01, it's a one-leg shootout, 5:01 to win, and you have to finish on a double. And Dean Saunders, who has the honour, starts with 22. Not the start he would have wanted. So Jermaine Pennant, who is still looking, as he has been all afternoon, down at the bottom of the board to do his scoring. 38 scored, Kirk Bevins, you can hear, giving out the scores. Our official PDC referee, he'll be off to Ali Pali like the rest of us for the World Championship next week. Regular coverage of the World Championships proper at Ali Pali, right here on the talkSPORT network, through to the final on January the 3rd. But this is the final that matters right now. Dean Saunders and Jermaine Pennant, who both still yet to break 400. But 65 from Dean Saunders means he will break 400 with that visit. There was a treble 20 in there. Pennant still staying downstairs, looking for the treble 19. Not quite finding it. Two singles and a single 7 next door. Back to Saunders on 3-7-6. Leslie's another treble 20, I think, spotted in there. 87 scored. Again, you heard Kirk Bevins calling it. He's marking it down as well. He's multitasking, his Kirk Bevins. You can tell he's a countdown champion, because not only is he scoring and reading it out, but he's doing the calculations on a whiteboard right next to him. Genius. Jermaine Pennant down on 342. Saunders 289 in this race from 5:01. Low scoring there from Saunders. Gives Pennant a chance. He's on 264, Dino. Pennant staying on the 19s, but only scores 23 with that visit. So it's tight and it's tense in this talkSPORT World Darts Championship final for 2024. Just 60 scored from Dean. Great grouping. It was so nearly a ton. We haven't had a ton plus score so far this afternoon. It doesn't look likely at this point. That's as close as we were going to come. Just 24 scored from Jermaine Pennant. Not keeping pace with Dean Saunders, who's nearly 100 points ahead, but 2 single ones and a treble 5 won't help Dean Saunders' cause, but he has broken 200. Pennant back on 295. Aiming at the bullseye, I think, but leaning left, misses treble 19 just. So Dean Saunders has a healthy advantage. He will be down to a notional finish well before his opponent to try and hang on to his title. He hasn't brought his own darts. He left his practice darts, the ones he's owned, at home this morning by mistake, Dean Saunders. So he borrowed some off some good friends of ours who sponsor us on talkSPORT, but they're not letting him down. 136 less this visit, scoring 28, which means he's close to breaking 100. Jermaine Pennant is back on 219 and has got work to do. Double 19 hit, but then single 1 just misses a treble 20. 108 for Dean Saunders. I mean, he could get this. Hits treble 20. 48 required. 16 for double 16 or 8 for double top. I'm sure Kirk Bevins will be advising Dean Saunders. He's hit 8. Double top to win the match. Oh, he's missed. He's hit a single 5, so he'll be back for 35. 160 for Jermaine. It won't go as he hits single 18 and single 20. 39 scored, but so from 35, where's Dean going to go? 3 for double 16. He's looking towards the bottom of the board, but he's hit 17. So he's got himself down to double 9. Just on the outside of the wire, and a little closer but not quite, so he'll be back maybe for double 9. Dean Saunders. Pennant 1-2-1, gets the 1 of that 1-2-1 and then another 1 down to 99. So Dean Saunders now has 3 darts at double 9 to retain his title. Inch side of the wire, then hits a 12. He's left himself with 6. Does he bust the score, or does he go for double 3 at the bottom of the board? He's busted by hitting single 19. So Jermaine Pennant from 99 hits a single 9. 80 left. 64 left with a single 60. Decent score, 51, but Dean's back in for double 9 for the title. Again, just wide. Gets it! Double 9! Dean Saunders retains the talkSPORT World Darts Championship title by pinning double 9 against Jermaine Pennant. We won't hear the end of this. Dean Saunders is a 2-time talkSPORT World Dart Champion. He saw off Darren Bent last year, sees off Jermaine Pennant this year. He holds aloft the trophy, and Dean Saunders has retained the talkSPORT World Dart Championship. Andy Goldstein.
Thanks, sir.
What are you saying that for?
Look how small it is.
Are we live on? Are we live on?
No.
Congratulations, Dino. Fantastic. He won it. Yeah, I think he done well. He won it.
Well, congratulations to Dean Saunders, as Bentley quite rightly just said. You're seeing live pictures if you're watching on YouTube. Although they've cut to me, I'd rather see, there you go, I'd rather see Dean Saunders being picked up by Shabana Hearn. I'm not quite sure how that works.
Honestly, he was a favourite. I told you when you asked me about the questions about who was the guy to look out for. I think in the end there you saw Dean's class. Didn't take him long to hit that double 9. But I'm telling you now, next year, it's mine.
Right, it's not about you, Benty, all right? Listen, let's talk about the runner-up, Jermaine Pennant, because you were him last year. You got beat in the final. Yeah. He didn't really have a chance, did he, in this one?
I almost felt like, and Cundy said it when he came on, he was like, no, I fancy Jermaine because Dean's not playing that well. But I just felt every game that Dean played, he just slowly went through the gears, did enough, and then when it came to crunch time, bang, bang, finished.
We're going to have a quick break. When we come back, we'll be hearing from the newly crowned and still talkSPORT Darts World Champion. Dean Saunders will be here. We'll have a chat with Jermaine Pennant. And, of course, the wonderful Ali McCoy. You saw Ali earlier on. introducing the players onto the hockey. Ali McCoy will also be joining us as well to round up a brilliant first hour of drive time. Make sure you stay with us. We'll be back right after this, live on Drive on talkSPORT.
talkSPORT traffic.
In Wiltshire, the M4 westbound is partly blocked by a broken down lorry just by the exit to Swindon East at junction 15. In the West Midlands, the M5 northbound is partly blocked by a broken down lorry just by the turn-off for the M6 with queues back to Oldbury at junction 2. And in Surrey, delays on the anti-clockwise M25 after a breakdown. It's just after junction 7 for the M23 with queues back to Reigate at junction 8. I'm Adam Moore.
Thursday night,
the Europa League live on talkSPORT.
Rangers versus Spurs.
It is in! Build up and pep talk from 7, kick off 8 p.m. sharpish.
Thursday night
on talkSPORT.
It's the Baubles! Ho, ho, ho!
Welcome back, you're listening to Drive on talkSPORT. It's me, Andy Goldstein, down Banter alongside our Motor Point Scott Hattrick on a nearly new car with a warranty, same day drive away and a saving of thousands of pounds still to come. Of course, we're building up to another huge night of Champions League action on the talkSPORT network. But now, though, let's catch up with your finalists, your runner-up Jermaine Pennant, and your winner for the second year running, Dean Saunders, thanks to our friends at QuickFit.
The talkSPORT Darts Trophy with QuickFit. Drive away happy every time.
Let's welcome them to Team Drive. Let's start off with newly crowned and still, Dean Saunders.
I'd like to thank my team, my fitness coach. I'd like to thank all the people around me. I've eased off the weights in the last week, so my arm was right.
That's nice.
and I couldn't have done it without all my team.
Listen, congratulations to you and your team. What's it like? How difficult was it second time round?
Well, I started off really bad against Cundy. Good job, Cundy was horrendous. Otherwise, he would have beat me.
Yeah.
You know, we had 9 darts at number 3 and missed.
Number 3? You don't even sound like a darts
not
player,
even
do you?
double 3.
Yeah.
Not even double 3. So I was thinking today in the final, you've got to hit a double to win, haven't you? And I thought we could be there all day.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I didn't feel that, Dina. I think with you in the final, I thought, because you play darts a fair bit, you have done. I just felt with a double in the final, if it got to that stage, I couldn't see you going on that long without hitting one.
Well, I have been playing a lot of darts, but I had 15 years off as a breather, and then I've just come back in the last couple of years. So,
Jermaine, how are you? Because you know exactly what it's like to lose in a final. You've been there before.
Cheers, mate. But I beat you. That's the most important thing, right?
I'm not
do you know my
Shut
final was
your
beating
face.
you, mate?
Do you know what?
That was my final,
Do you know
beating
what?
you.
He is the people's champion because the people wanted him to take you out.
And it happened, pal.
The people, do you know, so many people turned up just to see me today. They've seen me.
To see you lose.
To see me. Listen, when you got to the final, were you thinking, you never know, I've got a chance here. He's not played well today, Dean Saunders.
No, exactly that. You know, it's like coming up against Man City when you come against Dean, because, like I said, he is the best darts player here. But yeah, I thought I had a chance, and I was stuck to my game plan. It's like go down to 19 and around that way.
Okay.
But he was getting them treble 20s, and that's what made the big difference. Once you got a few of them, you kind of got that gap.
It's been a wonderful afternoon. I'm really honoured to be part of it. For you, Dino, what's been the biggest moment of the afternoon?
Without doubt, the headlines tomorrow, because I'm on breakfast in the morning, and
I know what's coming.
I'm going to sleep on this victory. But tomorrow morning when I wake up, Natalie Sawyer beating Darren Bent is the highlight of my year.
Would you say it's one of the greatest sporting upsets of all time?
I would say Natalie, I don't think she's picked a dart up.
She hasn't.
Ever.
No, she has.
And she beat Bendy.
No, she has.
That's brilliant.
When she came in and picked the dart up, she actually turned to me, which end do I throw? I mean, she was holding the spike. She went, that's a bit dangerous, isn't it? And I was like, no.
One of the saddest things I've ever seen in my career was Bendy putting his darts back in his pouch.
That's the thing, he's got his own
Where's
set.
the pouch? Where's the pouch? Have you got it?
He's got his own set.
Yeah, he's got his...
Listen, it happens, right? It happens. It happens.
You've got to bounce back.
You've got to bounce back.
And you've proved in the past you can bounce back.
You have to. But listen, fair play to Natalie Sawyer. I thought she played really well.
Yeah, I bet you do.
I thought she was outstanding.
Jermaine, I wanted you to win it because then at least I could say, well, you know, the winner beat
by
me.
the champion.
Yeah.
No, I wanted to win it. I wanted to win it as well, I did, mate. I came up against the juggernaut.
Do you know what's bizarre? I don't know about you, but when I'm out there, right, when I'm sitting watching you and there's a lot of abuse and comedy, you know, throwaway lines.
There was no abuse over here.
I was throwing loads at you three, by the way. But you don't hear it when you're on the hockey, do you?
No.
You're quite focused. It's all like a blurry noise.
But that's what it's like when you're on the football pitch. The amount of fans and the amount of abuse you do get, you actually don't hear it. You just focused on what your job is at hand.
Tell you what you can hear, you're getting sacked in the morning. You can hear that one.
None of us hear that, by the way, right? A quick word about the trophy.
Yeah.
If you can call it a trophy, it's beyond pathetic, isn't it?
I got a runners-up one, but
Do you know what,
it's very
though,
plastic.
Andy?
If he'd have won it, Dino, sorry to interrupt you. If he'd have won it, that would have been the best trophy ever.
No. It's the thought that counts.
I don't think there's no thought in that, Dean. Look at it.
No, the thought that counts. It's
didn't
the
even want
title.
it.
You know, nobody remembered
I think the runners-up one's better.
I agree with you.
I'm happy. I'm saying this when I go home. I'm going to tell everyone this is the winner.
Switch the
This is the winner's trophy.
Like
I know, but I'm going to pull that off.
Hold on, sorry. Does that not even fit it? It's a straight plaque on a circular.
I'm just going to pull it off and say this
Can
is
you
the
just show that if people are watching on YouTube? Can you just show the side of that? Turn it to the side now. Look at that. It doesn't even fit.
Someone's just like that.
If you're watching on YouTube, you would have seen that. That's appalling. Listen, boys, commiserations to you.
Thank you.
Jermaine, well done for getting to the final.
Yeah, that's a win. That's a win.
Dean Saunders.
Beating you is a win.
Shut your face. It's not about me, all right? But it is about you. I'm told that next year,
you're banned.
If you win it, you get to keep that rubbish in front of you. It's up to you. I mean, you can give it away at a charity shop if you want.
Do you know what? I'm just happy to be here. And the banter and the competition, actually, when you stop playing football, you lose that competition, don't you? So today, there's a bit of like, you get up on the hockey and you think, I can't lose. Obviously, you struggled today. And
that's slight shots,
you had
that.
an absolute disaster.
Well, you know, listen, all I will say is I've tasted victory in a talkSPORT competition, the football, which is next.
Team game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the.
So
now we're coming to my element.
You cheated in that.
No, we didn't. We won the first one. We lost the second one.
Boys, all I'll say is when talkSPORT pull their finger out and decide to put on a 9-ball pool event, then we'll see who the greatest
I've
is.
seen you get beat already.
Andy, nobody likes a bad loser, Andy.
I know.
We start making
You show me a good
games up.
loser, I'll show you a loser. And look, there's 3 next year, Dino, all right? There's 3 next year. Jermaine, commiserations to you. Are you staying here? You going to have some fun tonight?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm going to celebrate me coming to the second
Good,
place.
okay, that's nice.
Well done.
Dean, what are you doing now? You're on breakfast. What time you got to be up?
I've got to be up at 5 o'clock, but I'm going to watch Liverpool against Girona tonight. That's, I think, 7:45 kickoff. I'll watch that, and I'll be up in the morning. Alan Brazil might turn up. He might not turn up.
Okay.
We'll see in the morning because I'm on the bench.
Just to let you know, it's 6:15, not 8:15.
6:15?
Yeah.
Well, forget that game. I've missed that one. I may as well stay here.
Good work. That was all thanks to our friends at QuickFit.
The talkSPORT Darts Trophy with QuickFit. Drive away happy every time.
Now, away from the darts, there is, we just alluded to, a small matter of Champions League football across the talkSPORT network. We can actually get the team news now from Adam Bridge, who is watching Girona taking on Liverpool. Adam, good evening to you.
Good evening, Andy. Yeah, the big news, Alisson is back for Liverpool for the first time since October the 5th. He missed 11 matches, but he returns to the starting 11 tonight. That's one of 4 changes from the draw at Liverpool and 4 from the win over Real Madrid on the last match day. McAllister's suspended, Trent returns, and Szoboszlai starts. So Alisson's in goal. It's Alexander-Arnold, Gomez, Van Dijk and Robertson across the back. Jones, Gravenberch and Szoboszlai in midfield, with Salah, Nunez and Diaz up top for Liverpool. Girona make 3 changes from their match day 5 loss to Sturm Graz. Donny van der Beek starts along with former Spurs and Everton loanee Dan Juma. Daley Blind, Paolo Gazzaniga and Brian Healer amongst the other familiar names lining up for Girona this evening. We're underway at 5:45 over on talkSPORT 2 and Troy Deeney will be alongside me.
He will indeed. Thank you for that, Adam. We'll be talking about Liverpool and their #1 goalkeeper in the next hour, so stick around for that. You could also hear that one, as I mentioned, live over on talkSPORT 2 from 5:45. And Celtic, they're also in Champions League action. They take on Dynamo Zagreb. No one really knows. Maybe David Tanner does, because he's got all the team news for us now. Hi, David.
Haven't a clue, but I'll make it up as I go along, as usual. If Celtic can win in Zagreb tonight, they'll almost certainly qualify for the playoffs for the last 16 of this new look Champions League. There's just one problem. They haven't won away from Glasgow in the Champions League since way back in 2017. Brendan Rodgers makes 4 changes to the team that overran Hibs at the weekend. Record signing Arne Engels is dropped. He's replaced by Paulo Bernardo. Also in midfield, Rio Hatate returns at the expense of Luke McCowan. Centre-back Cameron Carter-Vickers was rested. He's back. Liam Scales makes way. And the 4th change is up top, where Kyogo replaces Adam Ida. It's Dinamo Zagreb against Celtic. Kickoff at 5:45.
Yeah, I know it was Dino. We're going to have a quick break. When we come back, we'll be looking ahead to all that football and so much more. And fingers crossed, Ali McCoy will also be joining us. Make sure you stay with us. This is Drive on talkSPORT.